Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo! Brownie, how happy are folks? Monk.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in another episode of East Meets West, where we try to give you the best place to come get S off your chest when it comes to our Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody, to episode 36 of East Meets West with our guys, a.k.a. Eagles of Eagles Uncensored Podcast, Big Three down below me, G.O.A.T from the 215 down in the corner. Hey, we are blessed for each and every one of you to be here. And hey, this show is already fuego because we got 11 people in the live stream already. So let's freaking go. I am ready. I am juiced. I am absolutely honored and blessed to be here as always. And I hope you all are happy, safe, and well, and able to watch this live stream in a safe and peaceful setting. Because without you, like I always say, each and every one of you out there, you guys are the absolute food and the water to the channel. Without you, this thing does not continue to survive. So make sure, if you're feeling the vibe, that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep our dreams alive. Because East Meets West is going to the top, baby. Let's go. This show is taking off. I'm excited. Juice, fuego. Let's go, baby. It's another great hump day. Cut the music. Thank you, sir. What's going on, fellas? Hey, we got 15 people in here now. I'm definitely very, very excited to be back with my boys once again. East Meets West, going strong, doing big things. Make sure we're a triple live stream, you guys. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up on all three channels, and make sure you go hit some thumbs up on those content as well from the 215. We appreciate that. And what's going on, fellas? How we feeling? How we feeling tonight?
Feeling good. How we all doing? G.O.A.T, Foothills, how's it going?
Doing good, man. G.O.A.T 500's running a little late. He will be here. He's just had to work a little late. He's coming up, but
yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, everybody got their hustle. Gotta respect it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was excited, man. I was pumped to get ready for work. So I had a good day today. I worked today. You know, heard there was a special guest coming through. I was like, man, the big dogs got to step out today.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully everything goes well. 500 will join us in a little bit here. So yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. And thank you guys for, again, for being here with us. And there's definitely quite a bit to talk about. Obviously the Eagles have not been super active in this offseason so far, but I think there's somewhat of an explanation for it. Some people may disagree, but to me, I think we're doing our due diligence. Maybe we haven't been as aggressive as aggressive as we could have been. But hey, sometimes things work out in different ways. And Gio, I know you've been pretty adamant on Twitter and things like that about this off season. So I want to hear from you first off. On kind of the slow pace that this off season has taken so far.
Me and AK had this talk. what was it, like 2 days ago, AK, we was talking about the free agency. We wasn't hitting the panic button on the free agency because down the line, I just feel as though we're gonna draft what we need, honestly, going forward. I mean, the Zach Paxwell, can't pronounce his last name.
Pascal.
Pascal.
I thought it was a solid pickup as far as it. This dude is a well balanced receiver. They compared him not so much as To, but like a big body. He fights for the yards. Um, and I think I sent y'all the comparison with the drop passes. As much as the same target as Jalen Rager or whatever. So, but I just feel as though he's gonna fill that role more for Jalen Rager in his place. While I just think Rager is there, but not mentally there for the game or whatever, because them two drop passes that he had that was crucial for us. Even though like we still had that playoff run, but still, there was stuff they had to work on, man. I just think bringing that vet from the coach, because he had a pretty solid year, 2019 and 2020, had 15 yards average for carries and whatnot. And his touchdown ratio, I think it was like 22, but it was good though. Yeah, I just there's also names like I want Tyrann Matthew here, with the rumors of him being in Philly, which was true. So just don't see him like getting signed now. So Vic pointed out to me today, which I just found out today that I just learned. Like I said, I'm learning like all you guys with the cap and everything. Vic told me by June 1st he'd be on a discount rate, and I'm all for it. If Howie gets a fire sale and signs some of these vet guys to the Eagles just to make it like do the Rams playbook, that they just take these 1 year vets and just go take the shot because they've been at the Super Bowl or the big game, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Let's just give Howie a chance. Let's just not say fuck Howie right now. The draft isn't literally around the corner. Let's just go. Let's just take this shot, man. He's got 3 first-round picks. Let's just not, I don't want to see the trade block. Like I've been saying, I don't want to see traded on the screen at all. Let's just go, man. Let's just see what he has, man.
Yeah. Vic, what are your thoughts on the off season so far?
Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree with what you're saying. I don't think it's been that quiet. I think Howie's been out there doing his thing. We had multiple signings. You got to take into account we did re-sign multiple players. So those are free agent signings. Whether we like to think of them, as that or not, it is what it is. Fletcher Cox, Boston Scott. We got what was it, Anthony Harris. Those are free agency signings. So you got to put that into account. For us, you got to make it. It's a good look because those are players that are familiar with the system. Those are players that have been here. We know what they're about. It is what it is. But yeah, like what Gio was saying, what I was explaining to him with the free agents, as time goes on, their value is going to decrease. So right now, like he was saying, just for Tyrann Mathieu, for instance, once the draft comes up and it goes, his value is decreasing because teams already went through free agency, they're going through the draft, and they picked up their safety. Now you got to think, is he out there after June 1st? Well, we are after June 1st. There's going to be some tough decisions that have to be made. So there's going to be a possibility of more safeties in that field or wide receivers, whatever the case. It diminishes the value the more time goes. So if we're holding out for something like that, that would benefit us because we're going to get a good player at a good price. And at the same time, hopefully, how he does his due diligence, we already have a safety coming from the draft.
Yes, sir. AK, what do you think?
Listen, I want to give some people something new to think about for once. All right. What's our cap right now, by the way? Just
35,
so 20,
35.
23?
I just put it up on a private chat. Like
23,000. 23,000?
23 million.
Okay.
23 million, yeah.
All right. So, or 23,000. What the fuck? 23
If y'all
million.
want the actual numbers,
Apologize.
guys, then I pulled this up.
For 23 under?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, we're under. We're under.
Yeah, we're
I
under
think
the cap.
we're third in cap space right
Yeah,
now.
we're third in cap.
Right.
So
I know we started with 30 at the beginning of the before.
That's why I was like, I thought we were at 35, but if whatever deals were made, then
So right
right
now,
deal, I don't know.
23 million,
I think Bridge
182,
right.
250.
All right, so we'll just say 23 million.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Right now, with 3 first-round picks, where we're sitting at 15, 16, and 19, you're looking at a cap hit of $8 to $9 million. Okay, with 3 first-round picks. Now, say you move up, that cap hit increases the further you move up. I am very strongly thinking that Howie is going to be using 3 first-round picks, if not 2, but probably 3. And if he is, this money, well, you have 23 million. You have to knock off, we'll just say 10 million to be safe off of that 23. That leaves you 13 million left to work with to sign someone. Okay. Or, like I said, if he decides to move up, that cap hit becomes more. It's not now 9, it's now maybe 14 or whatever, however high he decides to jump. So that's why I believe you're seeing a lot of the cap being shifted, a lot of the cap room being moved. You know, it's like my boy Gail told me once before, follow the money. You know, I see us making room. I see us making money. I see us having 3 picks. And I know what the dollar signs say. And I know what the cap hit says. So I'm looking at this as something he's planning for the draft.
Well, if I could just interject real quick, you also have to think we're third this year, in saving in cap. Next year, we're going to jump to 24th. So a lot of that moving around has to deal with what's going to happen next year because it's going to hit hard. We're going to be first in the NFL in dead cap money. And it's not by a small margin. It's going to be about by, I think it was like 15 to 20 million. It's going to be by a huge margin.
By a huge margin.
So I think a lot of that money is going to be because of what's going on next year with that dead cap.
Right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you also have to look at the money though this year. You know, a lot. I understand a lot of people's skepticism of Howie and not liking that he hasn't really signed anybody, and I'm right there with you. It kind of irritates me too. But because he has all this cap, that only tells me one, where we're sitting at 9 million now leaves you 13 million left over. We'll just say 10, or you're moving up, which makes that cap hit a little bigger and you need the extra money. Because pretty much now anyone that we grab off of free agency pretty much likely is going to be a defensive player more than an offensive player. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 out there offensively you might want to bring in, but you got to roughly think it's around 13 million you're looking at after you take off the 9 for the draft. So.
Right.
Well, they didn't really save much money this year on Fletcher Cox, right? Because they re-signed him to 14 million. So they didn't really save that much. They just got him off of the. They just got him onto a 1-year contract. Basically, is what they did.
Yeah,
I mean, they also got Zach for 1.5 mil with the incentives too, which I thought it was a great deal for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, who's to say that nothing else happens in the future? Like we've known that they've been in the market for a lot of players. I think Howie's being smart about it. If it's at a certain range where we're not going to meet it, then there's no need to exceed that. There's no need to force it. If the players are at the right price, then by all means, we'll always bring them in. We'll always welcome them. But if they're above our range, we simply just can't do it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as like the needs, it's going to be filled in the draft. Like, I honestly think like this is going to be a crazy draft. Like, for Eagles fans, it's going to be real big for us, bro. I've seen like crazy mock drafts and like what if scenarios. Like, what if we got this team like together around that such and such. Like, as far as like everybody's going around, but they got 3 first-round picks. This he's got to do something with that. And then if he be able to fill those holes and still have these players in free agency, like I said, this team could be built crazy. Who knows? He probably disguise, get the Tyrann Mathieu. He runs that Sam that we need. A lot of people was questioning like what Reddick was that role. But hey, look, if we could get somebody from down there that plays up top to come down, hey, to stop that run that we was lacking this year, let's go. I'm all for it.
Yeah, definitely. It makes a lot of sense for us to go with those first 3 picks and stick with the draft and not mess with it, not move back. Because like we said, this cap's going to affect us. The more that we have young players under their rookie deals, It's only going to help us out.
Well,
Do you
and
think-
I want to throw something at you guys as well.
You guys think just hit on Jadis's real quick. Do you guys think Parker would take a first round pick to get him to Philly?
No,
No.
He's
Heck
injury
no.
prone.
He's probably like, listen, he's a 5th round, 4th round pick. At that, 4th round's being generous. I'm sorry. He hasn't been able to produce. Only had 1 season with 1,000 yards.
So Dillard, and then throw Rieger in to maybe I don't know if that's sweetening the deal, but throw Rieger in. Maybe they would do that. You know,
But
Dillard,
you know what? We
Dillard
do
and
have
Rieger.
the best doctors in here. Sorry to cut you off, Hills.
Are you good?
You got to think about that. Like a lot of fans that are like new to like this, we've been having like the best doctors since back then, the McNabb era. Remember, this dude suffered like tears in his for running the ball from horse collars, and it didn't like change a little bit, but that was 1 year I think he had that injury. He balled out. So who to say that we can get Devontae Parker for pennies on the dollar or like a stupid trade? That's
I don't
better
know.
than
He
nothing,
just
man. Honestly,
he's like Julio Jones to me. Like he's been injured too much. All he's going to do is collect the paycheck on the sidelines.
and he's there
Again, for the past 4 years, his production has steadily decreased.
right.
Yeah, but at this point, bro, in all honesty, we can't be picky.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to pick someone up.
We
just to
don't
pick
have
someone up.
we
I'm
don't
not
have
trying to waste money. That's the whole point.
we
You
don't
gotta
have
save
the
money.
room to be picky right now. Like no lie, if Howie went out there and picked up Julio, I probably wouldn't bitch right now. I probably
We picked up a receiver. We did our move. Now
no,
it's
I
up to the
know.
draft.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying hypothetically. Like if he went out and grabbed Julio, if he went out and I don't OBJ's with the Rams still, right?
Yeah.
No, he's still free
Oh,
agent.
he's the free
We're
agent.
talking,
Oh, he still
we're
is?
talking though.
But
They want
I mean, that's the thing. If he went out and got OBJ, if he went out and got Landry, dude, I'm not gonna bitch at this point. Like anything is an upgrade compared to what the fuck we have. So I'm not being petty anymore. It's not about age. Listen, if Julio Jones is 30, what is he? 30? 31?
32, I think.
32?
I'll check it right
Listen,
now.
if he's 32 and he comes out and gets 900 yards, well, that's way fucking more yards than what Rager got last year. I'm not bitching. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Like,
I don't know
I'm
who he will
done
ever
being
see
petty.
900 yards.
33.
I really am.
But the thing I don't get is there's an obvious choice. There's an obvious choice too. It's cap friendly. Has the like he's a vet. He's a good player. Can still produce. In Emmanuel Sanders, it doesn't
I
make
agree.
sense not to reach out.
I agree.
I don't get it.
Whole time. Like,
If we're out here trying to penny pinch, and, trying to get guys that still produce, that's the guy right there. You don't want to do Jarvis Landry because you feel maybe he might be too much. Well, then go out and get a veteran like Sanders.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
No, I'm with you on that. I love Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, listen, he had, I think, 800 some receiving yards this past year for Josh Allen. So he still produces, and he was obviously a number 2. He handles being a number 2 well. He knows he's 35 years old. He's on his I wouldn't say he's declining. He's leveled off. He's just normal. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's seasoned. He's seasoned very nicely. So it's
It's a nice
it
way
is
to
what it
say
is. Listen, if he's 35 and he gets me 800 yards, I'm not gonna bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And my thing is the knowledge that he's going to pass on to the younger guys,
Yeah.
the work ethic that he's going to pass on to the other guys. Like I said, yeah, we got Pascal. That's cool. That's going to be our vet. You mean like I'm pretty sure we're not going to make any moves. That's the vet we got. That's it. We're going to go in the draft, hopefully, and get a receiver. If not, we know how the Eagles work. They're good how it is. No matter how bad it looks on the outside, if they think they're fine with it, they're going to roll with it. Look at our linebacking core. We've been rolling with it for how long? So if they think they're good with their receiving core, they'll move on. That's it.
sad.
But it is them.
I mean, I think there's a good chance Julio may go to Indianapolis now. Maybe reunite with Matt Ryan.
God bless them. I think for real, Frank, right? I hope he doesn't make that move because he's already risked enough on players. Like you put your job on the line for Carson Wentz. It didn't work out.
If Matt at this stage in his career, well, from what we've seen from Matt Ryan this last couple, I know he's been on kind of a bad team. They've had a bad offensive line, things like that. But if he goes to Indianapolis and takes them to the playoffs, at this stage in his career, that's going to make Carson Wentz look even worse. It's going to make him look like dog shit.
I don't think
Dude,
that's out the
just
question because I
winning
think
more
his play is
games
going
than
to increase.
Carson Wentz. Just winning 10 games makes him look bad.
Yes,
I think Matt Ryan's going to have a better season next year. It'll be the first year in his career that he had an offensive line.
Matty Ice
Right.
coming back out, bro. I'm gonna tell you, hey,
And
listen,
he got a
bro.
running back in Jonathan Taylor, Naeem Hines. That's crazy. He's never
And
had that in
he's got
Atlanta.
Pittman. Pittman actually turned out to be pretty nice.
Yeah,
So,
And possible he could have Hilton again. We still don't know. He's another free agent. Another possibility for the Eagles. We'll see.
Hilton's up and down though, man. You know,
His injury history.
he's up and down, but when he plays, he makes an impact.
He's
All
32.
Yep.
He's another aging receiver. He's 32, so he's getting up there in age a little bit. But AK Jadis wants to know: Do you think they trade that 19 pick to next year?
Man, at this point, I have no idea what the hell Howie's thinking. I'm only going by hopes and dreams at this point. But listen, man, if it's me, I'm keeping all three of my picks. I am, because we need them. You know, you're not only drafting these first three picks for this year to grow the team and to try and make it further into the playoffs, but these first three first-round picks that we grab are your future defensive players. When Cox goes, when BG goes, when all of our vets finally go, these guys that you are drafting are your future centerpieces to this defense. So they're very important. You know, I'm not giving up anything. You know, I don't give two shits about 2023 right now. I care about 2022. You know, that's all I care about. And to me, trading away a first round pick is not, it's great for next year, but it's not helping me this year. So I'm keeping all three of mine.
Yep. I think you said it best when you're like, you got to think about you're getting three for this year. Howie only has a 3-year extension.
Yep.
It isn't 4. It isn't anything after. So he has to get whatever he needs to get done in a short amount of time. Right now, like I said, it's 3 seasons. You can't keep on thinking about the future because you really don't have that much of a future here. Like we said before, AK's mentioned it time and time again. There is a man in the wings waiting to take over as the general manager. He has been groomed for years. 3 seasons. That's all you have. Then your successor can come up. So I don't think Howie has the chance to kick a draft pick down the line, maybe a second. It all depends what happens and who's out there. That's also you got to think about. But I don't think right now the mindset is to move a first-round pick now to next year.
Hey, real quick, Andy Waddell did not go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, did he? Or did he?
I don't think so.
Because I know he had the
last time
interview to be their GM. I just don't know.
No,
if
I don't think they got a new GM because that would have been like.
or player
look at
personnel
him, bro.
person or something. He got interviewed for something in Pittsburgh. But remember, I told you if Howie was to get fired, that's who I wanted. I'm pretty sure it was Pittsburgh that was interviewing him for
No,
GM.
he's currently still our player personnel.
Yeah, he
player
is.
personnel,
That's
yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's
pretty
good,
sure,
yeah.
like I said, though, he was
Yeah.
interviewed by Pittsburgh for a very big position. So I was right. The guy's very talented.
Right? That's
Huh?
the successor right there.
That's who I want to be his
Yeah,
successor.
Andy
Yes.
Waddell. That's the guy I'm
Andy
talking about
Waddell
right there.
would be amazing at a GM for us, dude.
Mhm.
Not only is he our head scout and lead of our player personnel, he's very intelligent. His football IQ is there, and the dude sees talent, man. I really like how he sees it, and he would make a great successor to Howie.
Yep,
I would not
they
get rid
groomed
of him.
him.
Don't
They
let him
groomed him
go.
the same way with Howie, how he stood behind Banner and watched for years and learned from Banner.
Yeah.
But I like Waddell better because he comes from a scouting standpoint. Howie came from a financial standpoint.
Yeah.
This is something that, Eagles fans have been clamoring for years. We need a guy, with the scouting background. We need a guy who's looking at player personnel, player development. Waddell's the guy.
Yep. He's very good at what he does, man. Very good. So I'm glad that Pittsburgh didn't get him, because if they did, I would have been very upset.
That's another thing. Like Jadis brings up, like who is he in negotiation with? Lurie, when it comes to negotiating his contract extension. I mean, who else is there really? I mean,
It's a chain
Like,
of command, I think.
Well, yeah, that's a Lori Howie thing because there's no one above Howie. There's no one above Lori. We all know that. Lori's the only guy above Howie. So that's you know what I'm
that's
saying. That's
over,
between them two.
right? That's over some, that's over some good latkes right there. I mean, that's a a friendly meal.
Yeah.
Definitely, they could have it over. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's I think it's hard. I think it's hard for them, so at times, to draw that line between the personal and that business relationship, and sometimes that definitely gets in the way of things and the way things should go, i.e. the Jalen Rieger pick. Because if Lurie, if he would have never have authorized that pick, he definitely wouldn't have.
Well, that's why I always say that his time is coming. And we saw that he got extended another 3 years, so it's not right now. But it is. I mean, I know a lot of people sit there and say, well, he must have something on him, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I get it. They're both Jewish. They both go to the same church. They're like son and father. But listen, you can only suck for so long before that bond can no longer hold you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Howie is only going to be able to fail so many times before Jeffrey eventually pulls the carpet from under him and says, dude, I can't do it no more. Now, how long that's going to take, I have no idea. But he likes to win just as much as he likes to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, if Howie S's the bed with this draft and this team goes in the absolute basement this next year, I mean that could be probable cause for him to, especially if like AK said, if other teams are coming to interview our guy that we could possibly want him, to take over as the GM, we may have to make a move quicker than, or sooner than later, I should say.
We can't let another Andrew Barry pass by.
That's a good.
And then when you look at Andrew Barry, look at what he brought too, because now Minnesota is enjoying, like history. That could have been something that we could have been benefiting off of, and we let that go because of loyalty to Howie.
We can't discredit Joe Bannon too, man. When we had Joe Bannon here too, that was another thing that slipped away from us as well too, man.
That cutthroat nature. But I think Joe Bannon would get to a fall too, because he always had that rule: after 30, there's no reason to keep a player. And we all know now, after 30, a lot of players are in their prime. So things change. Those old guards have to change because times do change. Things do change, and they don't see that. The older they are, they really don't see that. They can't read the tea leaves.
Right. No, it's true, and it's with Howie. I'm hoping that he, even though he did get an extension, hoping that his seat is not cooling off. I hope he still feels that there is an urgency for him to listen to his scouts and to do his due diligence and to take the best player that fits some of these holes that we need on this football team, and especially on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to these first round draft picks. I don't know. I'll be surprised if I think they may be looking to maybe swap a pick and move up. Maybe they give up something later on in this draft. Maybe they give up something next year. I don't think they're gonna sit where they're at. I don't see them. I think maybe they're gonna take either they're gonna use two of them and then maybe trade up another one to get higher up in the draft, or they're gonna use one of the 3 draft picks in the first round to possibly acquire somebody. And I know the Seahawks are talking; they want to extend DK, but if that's still a possibility for us to give up 19 and maybe some other assets for DK Metcalf, I am all for that. I think he would be a great fit in this offense.
My only issue with DK is his attitude. He's not that mature. And to give up 19, for me, like I told you before, when you tweeted out, I'd offer a second first. If they're going to bite for a second, I'm going to offer that second. You always lowball first. That's how you start off with the negotiation.
Yeah.
Start off lowballing. But for me, I think they are going to stick with those 3 picks. Now, like I said, it all depends what happens because I've been saying all season, in this draft, the way it looks, there's going to be a rush for quarterback and wide receiver. It might happen early because we all know you got, what is it, Atlanta, Washington possibly now because we know for the most part Wentz is a bridge quarterback. And Detroit could possibly want a quarterback. So there might be teams that are going to try to get up. We're at 15. We're in the heart of the draft. You can do a lot of damage there, but there also might be a team looking for a wide receiver, looking for a quarterback that fell down that they might want to get. If the offer is enticing enough, maybe Howie bites. Or he stays where he's at because he knows in this part of the draft, if you get 3 good picks, we're talking about players that can last for 10 years, that's way better than getting another, pick for the next season in the first round for another possibility.
Bro, I got to say something real quick, and this has nothing to do with our team, but it has to be said. Shout out to Tyreek Hill for getting that 30 mil. Hey, props to you, my man. Well deserved. But come on, dog. You traded Tyreek Hill to Miami. Like, he went from Pat Mahomes to Tua Tagovailoa. What the fuck? Like, you cannot expect that to stay that way. No, you can't expect it to stay that way. That's not right. Like, dude, that position has to change. You don't make that trade for Tyreek Hill and keep Tua because Tua ain't making him any better.
Like, I tell you, when that trade was made, I said expect Miami to make a trade for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's the one I have in my head right now. Expect that trade to be called because he's the hot commodity. But expect Miami to make a move. They're not sticking with Tua.
Am I delusional here? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you really go from Pat Mahomes to Tua? Like, come on, dog. Really?
I think Mike Daniels smokes dumb amounts of weed, and he's a pilot. We all know it, but he's not an idiot. He talked Tua up because he had to. That was his guy. But I guarantee you, my guy either has a move in the draft to make or he's picking up a free agent.
I don't know if I would call Baker Mayfield. What did you say, Vic? How did you describe him? He's a hot commodity. Hot commodity right now.
Who else that quarterback right now is out there?
Yeah,
he's the hottest quarterback out there. You already took away Matt Ryan, and he ain't nothing. Carson Wentz, trash. Mitchell Trubisky, trash. Jameis Winston, who? I can keep on going. Right now, even as bad as Baker was, he's the hottest quarterback right now for agency.
Kirk Cousins.
Got you.
Is he a free agent though? He may be up for a trade, but he's not a free agent. Now, I do believe they may make a move for him before that, but the free agent right now is Baker Mayfield.
Bro, Kirk Cousins is the biggest fail of all time.
I don't know though.
How do you not as far as making money?
Right circumstances.
No, not as far as making money. No, but I'm talking about as a quarterback in general, biggest fucking fail of all time. Like, you got a guy. What was it? Oh shit, who was the one that took him to the NFC Championship game? Was it?
Case Keenum.
Keenum. Yes, Keenum. You had Keenum with the same damn team. Take him all the way to the championship game. The following year, they get Kirk Cousins with the same damn team, and he never ever got back there. That is an ultimate fail. No, don't me. Same fucking team. I don't want to hear ultimate fail.
I understand that same team, but again, different situation. We all knew Stephon Diggs had already an issue with what's his name, Thielen. We knew there was beef. We knew that there was
I'm not giving this man excuses. You are giving this man
I'm not trying to give him excuses. I'm just trying to tell you what happened and what was the atmosphere at the time for the Vikings. There was a lot of contention.
Casey Keenum is not on Kirk Cousins' level. Let's all be honest about that. We understand. They're two totally different quarterbacks, but he's never came close. Casey Keenum, no.
Not Casey Keenum, because that'd be hilarious if he was out there with pads.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling. That's what I'm telling you.
I never understood that. Like, why would they do that? Like, why would you take a hot quarterback that year? I had him in fantasy football, bro, and I literally lived with a Vikings diehard fan. Oh, dude, like he couldn't even understand that shit, bro. He's like, why? Why would they do that?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And that's why I say he is an ultimate bust, dude, because he never even got back. They haven't been to the they've been to the playoffs once since he's been there. That's terrible, bro. That is terrible. You were supposed to be a better quarterback than Casey Keenum, and you're still never got there. That is terrible.
I'll say this though: when you look at quarterbacks like Sam Bradford, who made money for no reason, at least
Brock
Cousins,
Osweiler.
He put up stats.
Yeah, I know, but Brock.
And he was a fourth round pick. He was a fourth round pick. They got first round money. Respect the hustle.
Yo.
No.
Kirk Cousins should retire and become an agent because he has definitely mastered the negotiations in the NFL because that guy has made now over 200 million guaranteed in the NFL. He is absolutely for a barely above. I mean, he's not even above average in my opinion. He's average at best in my opinion, but he has made an absolute killing in the bank department. So that's off to him.
You need to call Deshaun Watson, bro. That motherfucker was almost in jail a couple months ago, or he was going to be prosecuted. And then this now dude comes out with 230 million guaranteed. Props to you, my guy. That is an OG of OGs, dude. That's talking about doing the game dirty right there. Like, you're about to never play football again, and now you're $230 million richer. Like, props to you, my guy. That is a steal.
Let me ask y'all a question because I don't know why my dumbass didn't think about it before because it's so obvious. What if Jimmy G goes to Miami?
Oh,
he would be.
McDaniel's familiar with him. We say supposedly the Niners want to move away from him. The Dolphins still got draft capital.
Hey,
yeah, it's possible. I would like the chat said. I think it was Bobby said it a minute ago. He said he would take
Jimmy G over Mayfield.
Jimmy G over Mayfield. I would too.
Would you? Oh,
too.
Yeah. Shout out to Bobby. That's my old head.
I don't know. I see them as the same
Baker's
thing. I think Mayfield's a little better. He can throw the ball better.
He's too much into making commercials. He don't care about
I think with Baker, he just tries too hard. He tries to be that guy.
He's immature, and I'll tell you why. Did you guys hear what he did? What he had his people do when Miami said that they weren't interested in him? He made sure that it was. He sent a message back to them saying he wasn't interested in playing for Miami Dolphins either. It's that petty that childhood type of back and forth type of crap that he still got dealing with. I don't know. He's got some growing up to do still. I don't know if it's going to be one of those things that it's just kind of he's always going to be that way. But yeah, it's crazy.
You can have swagger. You just can't be just ridiculously cocky.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your play has to speak for itself. And all we're known for are those insurance commercials.
All right. Well, we got a guest in the back, but it's not 500.
Not yet.
He's going to be here soon, though. He's setting up. He just messaged me. He's going to be here very shortly. Birdman _951 is in the back. So let's bring him on. Our brother, another West Coast guy, so kind of balance out the weight in the room a little bit. And yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Birdman? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
It's West Coast Wednesday. Probably not doing my show today, but I'm gonna jump on your guys' show and oh man, this off season is it's not over, but wow, dude, it's just I can't believe everything that is going on from the Eagles to just the NFL, dude. Like this is a lot to just try to digest, and it feels like the NFL is moving forward on something, and I feel like we're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. It's gonna make sense, but not right now. So I'm just like, wow, dude. Like when I go to Las Vegas and they announce the 15th, like I'm already nervous, and I'm not even there, dude. I'm like so nervous that I'm just gonna get shocked. Like the Eagles trade 15th pick to something, or oh man, I'm already freaking nervous, guys. Like I am so like, I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I know we're looking at the numbers, and we want this guy, but I don't know. I think Howie has one last magic move, and I don't know if it's gonna be the move we think, or he's just gonna shock the Eagles fan base in one night. Bam.
I agree. I've been saying that same thing. I do not want to see trade across that board. Like literally not at all, because that would shock us, bro. That would divide the Eagles community. Not shock us, bro. It would divide us, bro.
I mean, I hear trade to Dallas.
Well,
I
I
understand.
mean, it
I
all
understand.
depends on who he's trading up for.
Well,
I
that's what I'm saying.
mean,
Yeah.
but listen, I'm pretty sure that whining and dining to Kenny Pickett is a smokescreen, man. Don't even worry about it, honestly.
It's not even a smokescreen. It's like how we explained it before. When sometimes that teams will have visit with players that they know they're not going to get, but again, they want their intel on that player. They want to know down in the future if a opportunity comes up where they're available, is that the person to get? That's all they're doing. Their homework. It's either you're going to use these picks or you're not going to. So you might as well put
Like,
them to use. Get some intel on a quarterback that could possibly even be in your own division.
yeah,
Let's be
like for
honest.
instance, I was going to say, what if the Giants pick him up at 5 or 7?
Mm-hmm.
Then you've already went out, you've had your interview with him, you wined and dined him, you figured out who he is as a person, what he likes to run, what he likes to play. That way you have some sort of aspect of what they're going to run on, like say New York's offense if he would be the starter. Then you'd be like, all right, well, I know he likes this, and this, and that's how you can kind of figure out a little bit of what they're going to run. So I get it. Yeah.
Let me say something about the Kenny Pickett dinner. The Kenny Pickett move, it won't make sense at first, but I'm thinking how he's looking at how much money they spent on Deshaun Watson. And I mean, I think you're just taking a look at somebody. I mean, you could look at Kenny Pickett's tape and all that stuff, and I, I mean, maybe he has a bit of the more accuracy or something like that than Jalen, but I don't see like it's not like the biggest upgrade. So he might just be trying to save some money because maybe you do miss on a pick here. So I'm thinking that Howie instead of later, he just we already kind of have our backup quarterback without getting somebody else. If he does this move, and maybe I'm thinking about like going to Garoppolo and Trey Lance, kind of lit a fire under Garoppolo. He played better. I mean, he did get him to the championship. So I don't expect any difference from Jalen Hurts. This should only like he's not gonna fold like Wentz. So I kind of see where Howie might be just taking a shot at it, and then but the damn thing is, if you do something like this, you better bring some badass defenders in here. That's the only way that's gonna
I
make
was
up.
thinking the same exact thing. I literally was thinking the same exact thing. The only reason why they took that dinner is they want to see them booty hands. You want to see that up close in person.
Right?
You want to see the little
But
dimples. What is it? A size 8?
when he picked up the ribs, you could see kind of get a measurement or
He
something.
had to get the baby back ribs.
Dude, it's just like the Burger King commercial back in the day. The dude with the little small hands when he picked up the cheeseburger. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Like the opposite of man hands from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
get
So like, yeah. Go ahead.
no, I get what you were saying, Birdman, as far as like saving the ammo for later, or like trying to show a check off just to imitate Hurts as far as getting another quarterback.
Yeah. I don't
Because
think it's.
but I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, by the long shot, because we seen him pull out the crawfish video. That guy gave him motivation. Like he's like, yeah, I'm the quarterback number one. So he's kind of hyped going into the next season. Like I said, I just still want to see him do one more year. We still got our issues with him.
Yeah,
Me.
I don't think if Pickett comes in here, it doesn't mean Jalen loses his job, but maybe he's thinking that it's gonna light a more maybe he's gonna if doing something like this makes him play better, dude. I don't know. Maybe this just makes him give him more fire or something like that. It just fires him like, dude, you gonna bring this guy? I'm gonna really show you what Hurts is. But the only thing, guys, besides that little point right there about Pickett, if Pickett doesn't come here, I'm not liking the moves that we're setting up for Jalen. Whether you think he's the guy or not, I don't think we're setting him up for success, dude. The running back room, I got too much question marks on it. And now with the wide receiving room, that's too many questions. That doesn't sit well with me. And if it's gonna be the way it is like that, I mean, how mad can I really get with Jalen, dude? How mad how can I get mad if we're just getting the scraps, dude? And there's no knock against Pascal or whatever. I'm not I'm not judging the man. He's gonna do he's on the team. He's gonna play his best, but we know where his stature is. So, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really make me. It's just like I was here. I was listening to Gail Fourth of John. Shout out to Fourth and John, and they were just like kind of thinking the pick was made for like the culture. But the thing is, like, if we're losing, I mean, what is the culture really doing? I get, yeah, have a nice culture, nice locker room, but if it's, I mean, we got some competition here, guys, and our goal, if we did that, we made the playoffs. The goal was a divisional round. I mean, it has to be. I mean, am I crazy for saying that? Like, it has to be one more notch up the ladder. It can't be below
Okay.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
you
I like
can't be at the same
where
expectation.
your head is at, but here's the
Taking the
thing, though.
division. Yeah, we're getting the division back.
Yeah, okay. Now I like where your head is at with all that, but if that's the case, then I'm pretty damn sure Howie would have put everything on Watson or Wilson. Now, granted, they both didn't want to come here. Obviously, that's why they're not here. But he would have done it. He would have damn sure tried to. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not willing to grab a vet like that or bring somebody in like that who would automatically improve the moving of the ball on offense, not just the offense in general, what makes you think they're going to go out and grab a rookie? Because a rookie is taking a step back, in my opinion, considering the fact that he has to learn the offense all over again. Jalen already knows. He has to learn. Huh? No, I'm talking a quarterback.
Bringing the quarterback.
If they did
quarterback thing, I think it's just like I said. It's not nothing for Jalen. It's like there's no controversy, bullshit, none of that. It's just he's just
but then that's a wasted pick. Then that's a wasted pick.
but maybe not because Philly, all you guys can agree. You guys did not want to spend that money on Deshaun Watson, so it's good because we're not wasting that kind of money, dude. We're not even close to $250 million.
I understand that, but is he on the field helping us win at this moment in time when we need him to help? No. Therefore, it's
how he likes to pick guys like that, JJ, Arcega-Whiteside, and
That's why we have to be
different.
That's why we have
something totally different.
But that's why we have
a wide receiver.
Yeah,
you're talking about someone who Howie has to tie his next 3 years to. It's not going to be a rookie. He has an established starter. His next position thinking is, can I give him an extension? Is he the franchise quarterback? That's the mindset with the quarterback position. Yeah. It's not getting someone else in free agency. It's not picking up someone in the draft. It's where are we going forward with Jalen Hurts and can he bring us there? That's the mindset now with the quarterback position. It's not on the draft. It's not on free agency. It's all on Jalen. You got to understand that one more time. It's all on Jalen.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go out and you take a quarterback in the first round, dude, okay, in the first round, like if you would go after Pickett or Willis or any of these guys, Corral, any of them, you're going to take them in the first. Okay, therefore, when you're taking in the first, you're almost damn near guaranteed to start. Almost damn near always guaranteed to start. If you look back in history, for the most part, you do. Okay, therefore, that is if he does not start, that is a wasted pick on a talent that we could use right now, whether that be on the defensive side of the ball or even a wide receiver. That's why it can't be a quarterback. Because if
let me just ask this question real fast. Let me just ask this question. Who's the consensus overall quarterback right now? Who's the number one? Who's the number one overall quarterback?
Malik Willis.
Who?
Malik Willis in the draft?
No, I mean Birdman. Who is the number one overall quarterback coming out of the draft right now?
I'm not sure. Is it Corral?
If you don't know, what does that tell you? If you don't know wait, hold on. If you yourself can't automatically off the top of your head say so-and-so, he's not good enough to get picked. Mm-hmm. It's not this year. It's not this year. It's not this year. Again, if you can't name the guy, it's not this year.
Yeah, but I'm not.
You'd be talking about him. You'd be saying, I want so-and-so. If you can't do that, it's not the year. You know it's not.
I'm not looking for a quarterback in the draft because I already know, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Everybody's been talking about the quarterbacks, but this is not the year of the quarterback there. But I see where Howie would do something like this because if we win 8 or 9 games, we're in the teens picking. So if you trade that pick back or whatever, I don't know if that's going to be, if we're picking 15, 16, or 17, that's going to be really hard to move up the board if the Jalen Hurts project fails. Like, do you think we even could do something like that? Like, I don't think we can.
But how are you again? You're not getting it though. How are you trying to still go on the Jalen Hurts project? You got to understand. This is what you need to know. We're locked in. There's no other thought. It's a
What do you mean
lot.
locked in for what, Vic?
For this season, it's a lot. Jalen Hurts the quarterback. There is no other quarterback going to be
No, I
drafted.
know.
If it is,
I'm not. I'm talking after. I'm talking after, not this.
but they're not gonna try to pull up like, oh, we're gonna save a draft pick for next year because we're gonna want to see what happens. No, what they're gonna do is if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out next year, we're gonna bring in a veteran to have him compete in training camp that next season. They won't automatically go to a rookie.
Not if there's a good quarterback from the college. You know that.
Who?
And the other thing, Vic, why are you acting like what I'm saying is crazy? Because we did it with Wentz. We picked up a second
We
round.
didn't do that with West because at the time we had Sam Bradford. We had a drifter. We don't have that. We have someone who actually you can build a future with. A guy who was a second round pick. Different situation. They're not the same.
Wentz was here.
Again, different situations. They're not the same.
It's the same thing.
How?
Quarterback factory. That's what we do.
Nah, again, you're going off what Howie said, 3 seasons ago? It's not the same situation. We have a team that we honestly can build now.
Vic,
not a team that we're trying to build.
Why is he in love with Pickett? Why is he over there staring at Pickett? No, he's just a waste.
But who said he's in love with Pickett, though? That's the thing. Who said that?
He's in love with him, bro. He's been looking at him with the binoculars.
It was Brian Johnson that went to the dinner.
That was back in what, October? Who else was there? There were a lot of teams there, right?
He's just
again, when you hear of a kid, when the kid comes out the way Pickett did, they were talking about him being a 5th year. Everyone does their due diligence. They just want to see what it's about. But again, did you see Howie again there? Like how you were saying for Carson. Remember, when Carson came out that senior year, Howie went to 4 games. Did you know that? Howie, when he wants his guy, you'll know it. He just went to see what it was. That's all it was. And everyone made a big deal about it.
I think that's standard protocol, honestly. I think with like a lot of teams, they just do that with these first round overalls.
Not with Howie.
He said no. Hey,
not with Howie.
I mean, this dude has a 3 extension.
He already.
He's only picked 1 quarterback in the first round.
Just think about this, Birdman, for a second. Think about this real quick. I mean, I'm just going to put this out here before I bring our man on. If the Eagles, or if Howie Roseman, I lost my train of thought. Dang it. I mean, it'll come back to me. Let's bring him on. The GO.A.T is in the building. Absolute great Eagles content creator. Philly.500. What's going on, my guy? How you doing, brother?
What's happening, man? Thank you for having me come on. Sorry I'm late. Didn't get back till late, so I appreciate you having me on, man. What's happening?
Of course.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking time out to come
all
through.
you guys. I was listening a little bit to the conversation. Very interesting. No question about it.
What's up, 500? Would you got any new cigars?
I have no new cigars, no, and I have no reason to smoke them right now. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing in free agency? What are we doing?
I'm sad. I'm sad. Yeah, I'm sad.
You know, I see things a lot differently than I did a few days ago with the Eagles. I've had an epiphany. I really feel like it. I was listening to a little bit about what you guys were saying about Kenny Pickett and quarterbacks, and I am mainly leaning towards the fact that I think the Eagles are trading up for a quarterback, and they'll use all 3 first-round picks to do it. I think the Eagles are dead set on going after a quarterback because if you look at the evidence, it's overwhelming, and it leads in that direction. That's kind of where I've come. That's not what I would do, but I think it's what they're planning.
That's very interesting. It is. I mean, and a lot of times when there is a lot of factual evidence that
that points to a certain resolute. More times than not, it does pan out that way because, I mean, that's how things in science. That's how things get proven, right? Once certain things happen over and over again, and they get the same result, and that's
right.
That's how they prove certain things, right? So,
right.
Yeah,
well, the circumstantial evidence is overwhelming, and we could go back a whole year ago, right? You go back to the instant Deshaun Watson was available or was going to be rumored to trade. They were in on it. They went and they met with his lawyers. They sent private investigators on 2 different occasions to seek him out. We know that the Eagles went to Seattle at the scouting combine and asked if they could make an offer for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson didn't want to come to Philly. So we know those things to be true. Then on top of it, you go into free agency, and what's the one thing, if they really believe in Jalen Hurts, they're going to do? Get him help and improve the offense. You tell me today where the Eagles are better at offensively. How have they gotten better? How have they gotten better? They haven't. Okay, and people say, well, it's the money and this and that. But go back to when they believed in Carson Wentz after his first year as a starter, his rookie year. What did they go and do? They took advantage of his rookie contract. They went out and got Torrey Smith. They got Alshon Jeffrey. They also drafted guys. But with Jalen Hurts in the second year of a rookie deal, he's in a rookie deal. They're not spending any money. Zach Pascal is a 4th wide receiver. He's going to replace Arcega-Whiteside. That's it. They've done nothing. And to see guys, and I got pissed off today, okay, because I got fed up with this whole Tyreek Hill thing. Not because they didn't get him, although they should have made a play for him if they really loved Jalen Hurts. But all the other guys in free agency, the Christian Kirk, the DJ Chark, the Robert Woods, all those guys, they didn't make a play for. Why? The only reason Allen Robinson. Right. The only reason that why? Because
injury. They're not good. That's exactly why.
Whoa. Allen Robinson's not good?
I didn't say Allen Robinson good, but you said DJ Chark.
DJ Chark is a decent upgrade. Injured with a Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk, 25 years old, 900. You're going to tell me Christian Kirk isn't good? Then we're all.
Why did the Cardinals get rid of him?
Huh?
Why did the Cardinals get rid of him?
Because they couldn't pay.
They have an aging D-Hop. Why did they get rid of him?
You have to pay for him.
Sorry. Don't.
So you like our receivers?
I think the Eagles like the receivers. I think they know
you
they
think they like Jalen Reagor? He stinks.
Listen,
what about Arcega-Whiteside?
Listen, you can hate them, but again, it's not about what you think. It's about what they think. Again, if they didn't like them, then they would have made a move to drop JJ Arcega-Whiteside. They would have made a move to drop Jalen Reagor.
They offered Christian Kirk a contract, but it wasn't enough because they're not paying.
Exactly, because they're going to do the due diligence.
That's right. They're not paying.
They're not going to move up for a quarterback. They ain't doing any of them moves.
So everything you just said, what does that tell you? What does it tell you? It tells you they don't believe in Jalen Hurts, my friend.
Why wouldn't that? Hold on, let me ask you a question. So if you're saying for that instance, you don't think they believe in Jalen Hurts. We had Donovan McNabb here. You don't think they believe in him?
Donovan McNabb was the second pick.
They didn't give him anything like it's been said for years. You don't think they believe in him?
Hold on.
I'm using real logic.
Different front office. Well, let's use logic. That's a different front office. You can't bring that up.
But it's been a different front office for many times.
It's a different front office than right now.
So then look at the history. Look at the history.
Okay, look at the history.
When have they made a move like that? Other than Carson Wentz, when have they made a move? Hasn't it been a constant carousel at quarterback before Carson Wentz? And look, it's still going. Hasn't it been a constant carousel?
No, because you're
sure?
what you're doing is you're including 2 different front officers, 2 different GMs. You had Andy Reid running things. You had Joe Banner running things. When Howie Roseman comes on the scene again after he gets put in the boiler room, what do? They go after Carson Wentz. So the window of what you're trying to bring up is really short. It's really from 2015 to now. And the evidence shows that when they want a quarterback, they're willing to trade up. They went up 2 spots for Carson Wentz. And what did they do after Carson Wentz's rookie year? They overpaid for Alshon. They got Torrey Smith. They went out and they got players and put around him and took advantage of his rookie contract. What are they doing for Jalen Hurts right now? How are they helping him?
But you just said it right there. What did they do after that? They wasted all their money signing people they didn't need to. The same thing you're having them do now.
The after part is a totally different thing because they could have prevented that. That's a whole different subject. The subject is, what did they do from where Jalen Hurts is right now? In the second year of playing, right? First year as a starter, what have they done? The only thing we can compare it to is Carson Wentz. Because if you go back any further that, you have different people running things. So you have different stuff. Not to mention, you got 3 first-round picks. If you say, all right, we're not going to get Jalen Hurts any help because these guys, we don't want to pay them the money. We're going to just go in with what we have. We're going to basically have the same offense. And then next year, you know what? We'll think that Jalen Hurts isn't worth it. We need to go get a quarterback now. Well, you don't have 3 first-round picks. What are you going to do? Sign a veteran quarterback, an old quarterback? Guess what? That's called NFL purgatory. That is the worst place you can be in the world.
So right now, if you have a possibly established quarterback, you're automatically going to move on from him? That's called NFL purgatory. That's a Browns move.
If
you draft, let's say you draft 2 defensive players or receiver, whatever, and then you go into next season and you realize Jalen Hurts isn't the guy, then what do you do?
Then you move on, like I said. But again, you're going to bring someone to compete with him.
Who do you move
you're
on
not
to?
going to move on. You're not going to totally move on from him next year either. You're not going to move on. Again, that's what you want, but what the Eagles do is something totally different. You're on film 60 right now. That's not what happened.
No, dude. No, it's not what I want, because what I want is them to draft defensive players. It's what the evidence suggests. If you look at this from, like, if you take a step back and you look at everything they're doing, you can't tell me that they're stuck with Jalen Hurts for the next 2 years and they're sold on him. Forget it. They're not. No evidence points to that whatsoever. Where does any evidence of anything that we've heard or seen show us that?
There's no evidence showing that they believe in Jalen Hurts.
All I'm saying is,
listen.
Play this thing out. Look at the evidence of what's happened so far. Then look at the potential of if he doesn't work out. Then what? He's gonna have a bad year, and the Eagles are gonna say we need a quarterback, or no, we're just gonna stay with him, or maybe we'll get Kirk Cousins. I mean, the road is a horrible road.
Yeah, but you know that scenario you're talking about is the same thing you're going to talk about coming in season 2 to the quarterback you just picked up this year. Again, you're talking about not trying to go into a purgatory when you're leading yourself into one.
That's why they're going to draft a quarterback. Because they're going to try to find themselves.
I don't know.
No. That's why they have 3 first-round picks. They have 3 first-round picks to draft a quarterback. They're going to try to find a franchise quarterback. That's what they're doing. Whether it's right or whether it's wrong, that's what the evidence suggests.
I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't know what you see then, because I don't see where your road leads with Jalen. So what do you think their plan is going forward?
Again, but like I just said, the same scenario you just talked about is the same scenario that's going to be played out next season.
Okay,
you have to see what you have in that rookie quarterback. You're going to have to see how much. So what time are you going to give them? How much time do you give a quarterback? Let's answer that question first. How much time do you give a quarterback?
2 years.
He's already had enough time.
How much time? No one's answering the question, though. How much time do you give a quarterback?
I give him 2 years.
That's how much you give a quarterback. You're drafting a quarterback and give him 2 years.
That's how much I would give a second
You're
round.
definitely going into purgatory with that thought.
No. That's exactly how much time I would get him. Listen, man, it's not just how much time you would give him. It's also the eye test. This guy can't throw. I'm sorry, he can't throw. He's not accurate. He doesn't have a big arm. And there's a reason why the Eagles. Now, there's a lot of things I like about Jalen Hurts. And I would give him the whole next year. But there's a lot of flaws in his game. And so you cannot tell me that you just go with him and give him 2-3 years. There's no way in hell the Eagles are going to do that. And then were they going to wait till they have to pay him big money and then decide to let him go? Then what are you going to do? You've got no picks. They've got 3 first-round picks. They're loaded up for this year. The evidence in free agency shows this year.
I'll put $100 on it right now.
Put $100 on what?
On what?
On the fact that they're not going for a quarterback. They're not wasting those 3 picks.
We'll see. I think they will.
Like I said, I'll put it down.
You can put whatever you want down. I'm
not going to happen.
saying.
It's not going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
Vic's wishing it won't happen.
Definitely.
They literally
500.
have not done anything to help Jalen Hurts. How is this offense any better?
Okay,
Facts.
500. Let me
Only
ask
the
you.
fact that they got a receiver and then another lineman in the first and
They
second
got a
round.
what? They
Bloody
got a
lineman.
what? They got a
They
what?
don't-
A receiver
you
for
talking about-
$1.5
hold on.
million?
Come on, my guy. You're going to say what weapons, and when I give you, you're going to discredit it. You know it is what it is.
No.
They got weapons from it.
But what have the Eagles done in this all season to make their offense better? Give me one.
Again,
Nothing.
you know this is an entire off season, not just 2 weeks to get it done, right?
I'm
You
saying
got that.
at this point right now, what have they done?
I think what you're doing, you're overhyping. You just want to hear more news that they're getting people. But
No,
again,
you're not
you
answering.
know that they.
You're
I'm
avoiding.
not
the
avoiding.
question.
I'm telling you what it
Then-
is. They're not just
then
gonna. They're not
after
gonna get
two-
anyone just to get someone. It doesn't work that
After
way.
the 2 weeks of free agency, what have they done so far on offense?
They've been in trying to get anyone that was available.
No.
You heard that they
But
were
how
going
are
for
they
receivers. You heard Bando Scanlon. You heard they were going for receivers. Don't act like they haven't been.
No.
Again,
You're
if
saying
it's not within their
that's
price
not-
range,
he's
they're not
avoiding
making
the
a
question.
move.
He's avoiding the question.
How is
If
it when I just
say-
told you they were interviewing people? They were
because-
looking at other players.
Because
That's not avoiding. That's literally answering your
dude,
question.
I could call anybody on the phone. I could call every restaurant on the phone and not place an order. Doesn't mean they're delivering pizza. Okay, if you didn't sign it, if you haven't brought anybody in 2 weeks, so far they have done nothing on offense. On defense, they signed Hassan Reddick. They got better on defense. Right now, 2 weeks in, you can't say they've done anything to improve their offense, and it doesn't look like they're going to. Scantling's about to sign in Kansas City, by the way. It's not going to happen. You have guys like DK Metcalf. Kansas City's inquiring. Packers are inquiring. Eagles, nothing. So I don't know how this team has gotten any better on offense. Now, maybe they pull off a trade or something, and I'll go, okay, I get it. But at this point, the evidence suggests with 3 first-round picks, the interest in Deshaun Watson, the interest in Russell Wilson, the fact that they've done nothing for Jalen Hurts, it suggests to me they're looking to move up for a quarterback. That's
So 500. If they make a trade for DK, or if they make a trade for Devontae Parker, who's now rumored to be on the trade block now that Tyreek Hill is in Miami as the number 1 receiver there. So would that change your, like you said, would that change your story a little bit?
DK would. Devontae, yeah, DK would. I would say, okay, all right, we're in.
I don't know how you
They're
really
giving my
give
man
away
Hurts.
all your picks.
You're giving my man Hurts weapons now. There we go. What do you're not going to give a first-round pick, you get DK Metcalf. You still have 2 first-round picks.
Right.
You're not giving away all your picks. But the question is in my opinion, the Eagles, when you look at historically at Howie Roseman, when he wants players, he gets them. He's very, very aggressive. He's not very aggressive at all right now. Not at all.
So how surprised? You'll be very surprised.
How do you build your team when you already gave away your 3 first-round picks? You're worried about giving weapons to your quarterback. How are you giving that rookie weapons? You just give them away.
Listen, because what's going to happen is if they trade 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks, they're going to get a guy in here and they're going to sit him. They're going to sit him a whole year. And you know what? They're not trying to win next year. They don't care about winning next year. They care about winning 2-3 years. And that's what they're doing. And let me tell you, even if they don't draft a quarterback in 2022, they're playing 2023 game. They're not playing 2022. That tells me that they don't have their quarterback that they want. That's just the evidence of this thing.
But you're saying he has 2-3 years to have his quarterback playing when he only got a 3-year extension.
Billy,
what quarterback are you talking about? Hurts is not going to be here after next year.
Yeah, so that means that quarterback's going to have to be great for Howie to get another extension.
Okay, I'd have fired Howie long ago.
But again, you're not looking at what's going on. You're not looking at what the actuality, what's really happening.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking exactly what I broke down from last year when they were going after Deshaun Watson to all the evidence, everything suggesting they're gearing
but
one
you
way.
didn't listen when we talked about the top of the show. We're going to go from 3rd in the cap to 24, so we got no money next season. We're talking about a team that just got a 3-year extension. You're trying to give him 5 now. Not going to work.
Who am I giving a 5-year? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Howie has a 3-year extension. He has 3 years to make it work. So he's going to start all over again to make that work in 3 seasons?
You really think they're going to fire Howie Roseman? Are you kidding me? He'll never get fired. Jeffrey Lurie loves him. No, don't confuse it. I don't love Howie. I hate Howie Roseman. I'd have fired him. I wouldn't draft a quarterback. I'm just telling you what the evidence is suggesting. That, and it does.
Hey, Philly, listen. And for Vic, these first round draft picks, you guys are putting, not just you, but like Vic, you're putting too much into it because do you see what the damn Rams are doing? We are not beating the Rams, and they just got better. They still are better, and they could still get Odell Beckham. So how did they get all this money? Giving away pick after pick after pick after pick, and they're still going to make a chance to be. They could beat Tom Brady again and be in the NFC Championship again while we're with nothing. They gave us nothing. Nothing. Howie gave us nothing.
Yeah. I don't know how y'all thinking about it, but again, look at the cap. Look at the situation. What you right now looking at is fan fiction.
Bro. Screw the
cap.
You can't say screw the cap. You can't.
But you can't
say screw the cap. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way.
Cap could be manipulated.
The cap drives everything.
That way. It does work that
can.
way. Look what the Raiders just did. Look at the Raiders.
They weren't messing with the cap. They were under cap. They weren't messing with it. They had money.
So we were under cap too.
So far,
guy.
All I know is 2 weeks in free agency, they've got nothing better. They have not gotten better on offense at all. If Jalen Hurts is the guy that they believe in, they haven't done anything.
This is probably the worst wide receiver group in the division right now. I think we are the worst.
I agree.
I
think Devontae Smith. I like Devontae Smith. He's a stud. Quez Watkins, I really like him. Jalen Reagor, I don't like at all.
CeeDee Lamb carries that much weight?
Does what?
CeeDee Lamb carries that much weight? You think Dallas has a good receiving core? You honestly think the Giants have a good receiving core?
They have a better one than us right now.
If they were so great, what was the record? How'd they play? Who was on the field?
6-0 in the division. 6-0 in the division.
Lamb's not done. Lamb's not done. He's still going to probably progress. I mean, I know he kind of fell off last year, but
without Maury,
got Gallup, and then they got James. They got James. They got James
Wilson or no?
What's that?
Wilson. They still got him, or he left?
No, he went to Miami.
Yeah.
Even worse.
He went to Miami. Hey, listen. I mean, one thing that they have is like a quarterback that can deliver the ball.
I mean, you're talking about Dak?
Dak Prescott can throw. You say what you want about him. He may choke in big games, but he can throw. We have to see if Jalen Hurts is that guy. The question is are we going to get a chance? I don't know.
Yeah, I have to see.
How is Jalen Hurts going to develop, Bird Gang? How is Jalen Hurts going to develop with that receiving core? That's ridiculous. Even our running back, we need help in the running back. You only used Boston Scott a few times. You can't just play him only on the freaking Giants game. You barely use him. Jordan Howard is never really even there.
Bird Gang, talk about it.
Players do develop. There's no question. And I'm on a personal level, I agree with you. Let Jalen Hurts play this year out. I just don't think that the evidence is pointing in that direction. If you just look at how the Eagles have acted since free agency, that's all I'm saying. If it's me personally, I would go with Jalen Hurts next year. I have no problem with that. And if he shows me enough improvement, I'd go with him another year. But he's got to show me something. But I'm just saying, when you look at what the Eagles, how they're handling off season, to me, it doesn't show. It doesn't show that. To me, it shows that they're interested in another quarterback.
But Philly, how is he going to develop with that receiving core, Philly? That's not good enough.
he still could get better. I mean,
you could ask the same question about the rookie quarterback. They would be saying, how's the rookie quarterback supposed to get better with this receiving core?
But it's one of the reasons why.
I didn't know the Buffalo Bills had a good receiving core. I didn't know Josh Allen was out there working with masterpieces.
What?
You talking about good receiving core? Buffalo, they ain't got a good receiving core.
Well, you don't think Stephon Diggs is good?
Stephon Diggs?
No, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. That's the only guy, but what else you got? Again, we're talking. You're making it seem like our team is horrible. I'm just trying to figure out why do you think this team is so horrible? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You also have a guy who could throw a bowling ball through a garden hose.
Why do you think this team is so horrible? Because you don't like Jalen, you don't like the receiving core.
Who you saying that to? Me? How can you put words in my mouth? You can't.
No,
tell
I'm saying
me what
both
I
of
don't
you.
like.
You just said
can't tell me what I
Jalen. You
don't
said
like.
Jalen not the guy. We're talking about the receiving core. I'm saying, why do you both think that the
That's not
receiving
what I
core is
said.
so
I
bad?
said what I said. That's not what I said. I said
We
Jalen
made
Hurts.
no
But
moves to make our offense any better.
I
Correct?
said no. You're confusing things. I
That's
said
literally what you
if
just
it
said.
was up to I said if it was up. Well, listen, and I'll tell you what I said. Okay, I don't need you to tell me what I said. I'll tell you what I said. What
You
I
said in
said.
free agency we made no moves to
See
get
you
our offense
talking
any
again.
better.
I can't
Hold
hear
on,
you.
Vic.
My ears are closed.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? If, and this is what I said, and I'll say it again, the Eagles, okay, how they perceive Jalen Hurts is not what I see. I see a guy who needs to develop as a passer. I think the whole world knows that. I personally would give him another year. I don't think the Eagles are. Those are two different things. I'm not saying I hate Jalen Hurts. I don't hate Jalen Hurts at all. I think he's got to become a better passer. I don't know if he's the future, but I never said I'm giving up on him. I'm saying the Eagles are. That's two different things.
Yeah, but my question was, again, we're talking about the receiving core. It was said they're not good enough. You said moves weren't made to make the team better. So where do you see this team being so bad?
I don't think they've done enough offensively to improve from last year. I don't think they've gotten better offensively when you look at the wide receiving core. Devontae Smith, I think he's a stud. Quez Watkins, I really like him, but they don't use him enough. You need a major upgrade at the slot position. You also need one on the outside, and they didn't do it. They've brought in nobody to help them except for Zach Pascal, who to me is a fourth receiver that is only going to replace Arcega-Whiteside. That's not a big deal. That's not enough. So to me, when I look at this offense, they're exactly the same offense last year. The same offense that played at Tampa. They're the same exact group. They haven't gotten better. So to me, when I see that they haven't gotten better, and I see how many guys are coming off the board of free agency and things going on, it tells me one thing. The Eagles aren't concerned about how good that offense is next year. They're concerned about something else. And the only logical thing I can think of is they need a quarterback. That's it.
And the running backs room is not improved. It's not. Where's Jordan
So
Howard?
again, I'm just trying to get that
Can't play
answer, that
Jordan
question
Howard.
answered though.
If
How is
anything,
it so bad?
running back room.
Yeah, but what is bad?
Did
Vic,
you not see Rager? Did you not watch Rager last year?
But you don't think,
Did you not watch?
regular side, I get you, we're saying word, but you don't think.
So there you go. There's an improvement you need. Rager.
No, but what I'm saying is you don't think that they can progress, that another season that they will get any better.
I think they can.
Because Rieger hurt us in multiple ways, right? Not only the drops and the inconsistency on the offense, but on special teams. He hurt us. He was constantly getting little to no returns on punt returns at all. So he's got to go. I don't want to see Rieger on this team this next year.
What about the punter, Sippis? He sucked ass last year. He was okay, and then he's terrible after that.
The Eagles,
what are we gonna do with
9 games last year? 9 games.
Yeah.
How do you get better from that? Just time. That's it. We're just going to say.
Well, it's kind of like what Bergen had mentioned before. We're talking about player development. So you're saying that these players are going to be stagnant. They're going to be at the same level they were.
I'm not saying.
So then when you're saying that you don't know if they got any better, one of the things that they factor in is that player development.
Well, guess what? Every team in the NFL does that too. But guess what? Every other team in the NFL has been doing, upgrading their roster where they can.
I don't think it's because you're not hearing the news you want to hear. I think that's what it is.
The news I want to hear is probably similar to what you want to hear. I want to hear the Eagles are going to take defensive players and build this defense. I don't want to hear come in and say, yeah, they're going for quarterback. But I'm just saying, when I look at it, that's what it looks like.
And you better have one of the best defenses around because this offense is not going to cut it. That defense has to be better than our offense, straight up.
Well, we got more holes on defense than we do on offense, so we better get to work.
I don't know.
Could be why they're focusing on the defense.
We need safety. We need corner. We need linebacker. We need defensive line. We need the whole shebang, and that's defensive inside and out.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think now we did sign back Harris, obviously, to the 1-year deal? Now we've kind of been waiting for that second safety. We'll probably get one in the draft, more than likely. Now,
Is
but
McLeod not now?
no, we let him go. So, but do you think this might be because, and I'm just throwing this out there, that they might be giving a look to Epps because of his improvements that he made last year? No, I mean, hypothetically.
Maybe.
I mean,
Perhaps.
he's still young, right? He's like, what, 26?
Perhaps, maybe. I really don't know.
I like how he's around the ball a lot. He definitely has some ball hawking skills, so I like that. And he's a hard hitter too.
I like him. I don't think he's a legit starter, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see how he develops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be trusting in those young guys. They got to see what they got out of them.
Well, it looks like that's what they're going to do because they're really being pretty much the first, second, and we're already in the third wave of free agency is gone. So you're kind of limited now. You know, that's my whole point.
We can't even get Julio Jones if we want. He ain't coming here.
No.
Receivers aren't coming here because we're not going to get enough targets because we're still working on Jalen Hurts.
They got Emmanuel
Still
Sanders out
You
there.
guys,
too.
you guys really think that? You think
They're not going to come here? They're not going to come here because of Howie Roseman. That's why they're not going to come here. And especially if 500's theory comes to fruition, and we do take a quarterback in the first round, and he goes back on his word of saying that Jalen Hurts was his quarterback. That's making things even worse. Of course it is, but I mean that's cementing his snickishness. I don't even. Yeah.
Around the league.
Listen,
Yes.
I respect Vic. I respect what he's saying. I love the conversation. I want him to know that. I do. But I just think that the Eagles, they got their own thing going on. They got a plan that they're carrying out right now, and I'm sure this team. I'm sure Howie Roseman's not sitting there going, "Damn, we lost out on this guy. Damn, we lost out on that guy. Damn, we lost out on that guy." I think whatever they're doing is exactly what they want to do because from history it shows us when Howie wants a guy, he gets him. He gets him. You know. And if I'm wrong and they don't do it, I'll be happy to come on and give Vic all the credit in the world. But I think that the evidence points to me that they're going for a quarterback. I just got that weird feeling. And like I said, it's not what I wanted. I wanted David Ojabo. I mean, I've been talking about Ojabo, and Jordan Davis. Like, I wanted to focus on defense. But it just...
And Philly, if that theory is true, then that means the Eagles have officially hit the restart button again. Can you believe that? If that theory is true,
well,
I mean what do we have to look forward to?
But they kind of hit the reset when they got the 3 first-round picks. If we believe that they were in the Deshaun Watson, they're trying to get Russell Wilson, that they're making all these calls about quarterbacks a year ago, and then it happens this off season, and the same things are coming up. It tells you that it tells me that they don't believe in Jalen Hurts. That's what it tells me. And that's not my opinion of what they should do. But that's the only way I can look at it. Because I really think the other thing that you got to look at is his rookie contract. The time to really go and spend a little more money is take advantage of that rookie contract. That's what the Eagles did with Carson Wentz. And they're not doing it with Hurts. They're letting him go right through his contract. He's a second-round pick. He's even cheaper. So why not take advantage of that? Sure, you're going to have to overpay in free agency. That's what free agency is. But they're not overpaying. They seriously let a lot of guys go that could have made Jalen Hurts' life a lot easier.
Philly, how the hell does Howie go from building an all-star cast to this? You know we need a big body receiver in the red zone, dude. Why? How do you let? No matter what, if he leaves it like this, I feel so bad for Jalen. This is not enough. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's enough either.
Howie is
not enough.
I think Howie is leaving. He's leaving himself the door open to escape out the back door once again, because he could blame it on Jalen. I know Jalen was his pick, but if Jalen doesn't succeed with the weapons that we do eventually put around him this next year, then he's got an excuse to move on and to go elsewhere at the quarterback position, and to keep the limelight off of himself, and point the finger elsewhere, so to speak.
I mean, can you imagine if we had a Cup or Renfro or something like that? I'd be excited for this offense.
We could have had Robert Woods, but he didn't want to come here though. We could have given him easily a 6th-round pick. Howie could have made the move.
Howie just did not to do it. He's
but those guys are chasing that bag. We all know that. Doug Peterson set the tone.
Though,
everybody was chasing that bag.
Everybody's got to get paid.
And I've been
Doug overpaid.
That was like the point where I think I heard someone say this before. Like people aren't thinking about the championship. They're getting that money because you got to think championships are finite. Not everyone could win it. 32 teams, only one Super Bowl champ. So if you know you're not going to be in a position to get with a championship team, make that money because again, you got to think about life after football. You got to set your family up or whoever. You got to set yourself up. So yeah, I don't discount them for doing it, but yeah, that's what it looks like. Everyone is trying to get the bag.
Let me ask you something. If we did a move like what Miami's doing over there for Jalen, how would you feel about that? But he's got Waddle.
I would say that they're trying to make. I would say that they believe in Jalen Hurts, and they're trying to put him in the position to succeed the most. That's how I would look at it. I would think, man, they are really trying to help Jalen Hurts out and get him some weapons and get him going. And to me, I look at that like they believe in him. They're committed to him. That's how I would see it. Can
I ask a question?
Yeah.
For Miami, do you think they see that in Tua?
Yeah, I don't know what they see in Tua. I think
they're giving him weapons.
Yeah, well, maybe they do. But the other thing with Tua is that, and this plays a factor, is that he's a first-round pick. He's a high first-round pick. It's a lot easier to get a guy and let go of a second-round guy than a top 10 pick. So I think that also plays a part. I think maybe it's in part to give Tua one more chance.
Do you think that they could be possibly looking at another quarterback right now? Because if you're going to go for Tyreek Hill, if you're going to get the Cadillac, you're not going to get a driver off the street. You're going to get yourself a Michael Schumacher. You're going to get yourself an experienced driver.
I don't know if they have the picks anymore. I don't know what picks they have left to trade. So I would say probably not. I think they're probably going to stick with Tua. But you never know. I mean, I guess Garoppolo's still out there. Baker Mayfield's still out there. However, like I said, they've got no first-round pick now. They traded their second-round pick. They traded, a third and a fourth? They trade a lot of picks. So I don't even know how they would get a quarterback.
Maybe we can give up Minshew, and then get a pick or a player or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think the Eagles are going to draft a quarterback. I just think they're going to draft either Willis or Pickett, and then I think they're going to sit them behind Hurts for a year. That's what I think they're going to do.
And that's trading all three?
I don't know if they'll trade all three. I think they're willing to do that. I don't think the Eagles got 3 first-round picks for nothing. And
what about the Philadelphia media would love that to go crazy for a whole year to have Jalen Hurts with another quarterback behind him. That sets some stories every day.
Of course, the media. The media would love it. No doubt, Vic. No doubt. But I think that's what they're going to do. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
the capital is there for both quarterbacks. They're both worth picks. Sorry to cut you off, Fuego, but they're there. Good. You can get capital for both. They end up getting another quarterback. Birdman made a point earlier. I'm behind Jalen Hurts. Y'all know that, But if they put that fire behind Jalen Hurts and he plays as good, you got capital from Malik Willis or Pickett. You can get You can get a trade. You can get an upgrade. You can get a couple more picks. In my opinion.
Yeah. That's the only bright side I could think of. And then magically a second, third round receiver comes in, because you cannot leave this receiver room like this. There's just no way, no how. This is unacceptable. This is ridiculous, Howie. Like you got a contract. Go ahead.
I was going to say, does anyone think with the signing of Riddick that leaves the possibility open to get a first round receiver? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying, does anyone think that leaves the possibility open?
Oh yeah,
I hope.
I think so. I think there's with like the whether Hurts turns out to be our guy or not down the road after this year, a receiver would still be a good pick because you're building a young, inexpensive receiver core. That if you went and got a quarterback, in the draft, say next year. I know that the draft class isn't looking super great next year, but there's ways that could work out for you definitely down the road because we need a big body guy. I'm not thrilled with the Lavi, but I would probably wouldn't be mad if they got the kid from USC.
Who was that? Burke, right?
Drake London.
Oh, London.
Yeah.
No, Burke is
Philly.
Arkansas.
Philly, what do you think what if we just go hardcore crazy on defense and this defense looks just like, man, looks like we're going to be some badass mothers. Would you be okay with that? If
that's what I want. I don't want them to draft a quarterback. Just because I say that I think they're going to do it doesn't mean I want it. I don't want it.
Right.
I just think that's what it's pointing to. I want them to draft defense.
So you would, I think myself, I think we could breathe a little bit better if we do get some badass mothers. Because I want some dogs in here. If that's a theory, you better nail this defense, okay? Because I'm tired. I don't want to keep looking at Micah Parsons all freaking day and like, Jesus Christ, we got to face this guy out. Because him alone made Dallas better. And he was all over the place. I want that too. If we're not going crazy on offense, then you better make sense on this defense. And Gannon, you better not screw this up because your ass is on the hot seat as well. Because I'm not that happy with Gannon. I thought he was very, bleak. Like there was moments where we're just looking at ourselves and like, what the hell are you doing? You let all these quarterbacks get all these great numbers. I mean, Jesus Christ, you made Derek Carr look like Joe Montana. We didn't do anything. So this defense also has to step it up. And if that's where we're going, I'll be okay and I'll breathe a little bit better. But if they kind of do some weird picks, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Yeah. I listen, I think if the Eagles don't go a quarterback, I think they'll go defense with the first two picks, and I think they're going to trade one of those. I think they're going to trade that 19th pick for a first round next year. I don't think the Eagles will draft 3 first round picks this year. Everybody expects.
Okay, so Philly, let me ask you: is Howie putting that third pick in his back pocket just in case the Jalen Hurts thing doesn't work?
I think you have to. I think you have to. If you're going to go with Hurts and you're not going to get drafted quarterback, which that's what I want, then you got to have some sort of insurance next year, to try to get up. The question is how far are you going to have to go up? Think about it. Let's say the Eagles decide they need to go draft a quarterback next year. From some of these guys coming out, you're looking at top 5 picks. How are you going to get to the top 5?
I don't know, man. Now, Andre
Dillard's not even enough. You're going to have
Andre
to do
Dillard.
You're going to have to have you're going to have like 2 first round picks in 2023. You're going to have to trade 2024 first round. You're going to have to trade some picks, man. So to me, this is one of the reasons why I think this team may pull the trigger this year because they've got the ammo. This is when they have the ammo. They don't have it. It's right now. They have it now. I know it's a frightening thing I bring up because 3-4 days ago that was not my thought process. But the more that I just sit back and try to think what the Eagles are thinking, the more sense it makes to me. It just does.
Right. Everybody has that thought when we go in every day. Like, we're Howie. Like, what will we do? Everybody got their own opinions. Like I said, everybody in the show, everybody in the chat, this is our opinions. We're not saying this is going to happen. This is just scenarios that are, we're creating in our minds. Like, Howie is just, how he thinks. And I agree with Birdman. If he does some Howie things with them first 3 picks, I'll be pissed off too.
He's going to do something that's going to shock us. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I have
just hope he has more than one plan. I don't want one set, certain players. I want multiple scenarios because this draft, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And also, I just want to say, Vic, I want to apologize if I got a little heated earlier, man. I just want to make sure, man.
Listen, man. This is all conversation. If it's heated, it's heated. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have your opinion, I have mine.
Absolutely.
Everything is good.
Respect. Okay, I just want to make sure that I wasn't too much of it. Like it didn't lose.
No.
All right. Cool.
Oh, don't worry. I got these guys, man. I fight them all the time, man.
Yeah. I'm about to say I fight Birdman all the time with his wild takes.
That's good. I mean, I disagree with Vic, but I respect his opinion. I totally respect his opinion. I see where it's coming from, but I just want to make sure, Just make
Hey, G.O.A.T. So check this out. You want to know what's funny? Is that the number one pick is for the Jacksonville Jaguars, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the coach down there? Is that my boy Dougie P?
So
I think Dougie P might knock on Howie's little door there and say, "Hey, I know you got that offensive line guy. Hey, how's Miles doing? How the guys doing?" So I do see maybe Dougie P calling Philadelphia, even though there's some bad blood, but that could be something in the works because Dougie is trying to build a wall of China down there for the golden boy down there. So they don't need a quarterback. So if that is true about this whole Honey Pickett thing, I think Dougie P is going to give a call to Philadelphia and maybe ask for some players.
Drew Johnson keeps saying how he doesn't spend money on wide receivers. He spent money on Alshon Jeffrey, second year of Carson Wentz's
Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith.
How much
Christian Kirk. Look what just happened this season. How he spent dumb money on receivers.
You do. You have to overpay. I mean, that's free. That's always what happens in free agency. Like today, everybody's going $30 million a year for a receiver. Listen, that's the new going rate. People are like, well, that's quarterback money. No, that's quarterback money 4 or 5 years ago. Quarterback money now is well over $100 million. That's the name of the game, And to me, what I thought was going to happen, and what I was looking towards was that the Eagles were not going to spend the money in free agency, but how he was going to make a trade, take a receiver that having a year or two left on his contract, get a guy under contract. I thought that's where this thing was going. The more the time goes on, I still think that could happen, and I still hope that happens. But I mean, time will tell. Like Laviska Shenault would be a guy you could probably get cheap. I think he has some upside. You bring him in, you give him a chance. There's been rumors about Chase Claypool. Everybody knows about DK Metcalf. So if you could do that, if Howie does something like that, it'll change my opinion. But until I see it, I feel like, what's the plan here? That's all I'm asking. What's the plan?
Let me ask you guys this. If Jalen Hurts wins 10, 11 games, looks very good, improves everything that we ask him, and he wins 10, 11, we get to the division, maybe lose a tough game. Do we then go all in free agency and all this stuff? Because now we see what the potential, what Jalen Hurts is. Don't we have to? Because time is running out. We only have 2 years left on his rookie contract after that. So doesn't Howie have to go crazy next year if Hurts does it?
But when you say going for free agency, what do you mean? Like, what are you going for?
Like spending all this money, getting that wide receiver, whoever's going to be free. Like, doesn't he have to spend this money to make Jalen even get to the top? Don't we have to do that?
I mean, you have to look at it at that point in time at the season because we don't know how much. What happens if Devontae Smith continues to get better? What if Quez Watkins has a great year? And maybe it's not an important thing. You draft a receiver in the first or second round. So you just don't know. I think the thing with Hurts, to me, it's not even about the wins. It's about the eye test. Does he look like he's improved dramatically at passing? And if he does,
So if it's 10, 11, he improves. Everything we're asking him, but don't we have to improve it? Because the next goal is the Super Bowl.
You've got to give him what you got to, whether it's weapons or you need offensive linemen or run. Yeah, you got to build around them. Yeah.
In all honesty, bro, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. You're going to have to build around him.
If you look at what Howie did before Chip came in, he's doing the same thing. Jerry Maclin, Deshaun Jackson. We had why is his name escaping? Shady. Everything was through the draft, and he built to the draft. I think that's why he didn't go out for the free agent right now because he's trying to follow that model.
remember one thing though. Those picks, the McCoy pick, the Deshaun pick, those were Andy Reid. Andy Reid made those picks. This is my big problem with Howie is him evaluating.
And
now you may be right. He may be looking at it going, that was the model I'm going to use and I'm going to do it again. And he very well may be true. But when they brought those guys in, McCoy, Macklin, Deshaun, McNabb was still the quarterback. And then we went right to Vic. So
no, I think they still had Vic at the time. I think Vic was his guy at the time.
Vic was backing up McNabb. Remember McNabb 2008
It was Vic Foles.
Vic Foles came in 2012.
Vic Foles came in with Chip Kelly. That was the last quarterback that Reid drafted was Foles. Fourth rounder.
Chip Kelly was 20.
So it was Vic Foles, and then it went from Foles to whoever came on afterwards. The backup.
They traded Foles. Chip Kelly traded Foles for Stinkford.
Yeah, that's when he kept Vic. That's right.
Yeah, that was a horror. I mean, that was so stupid. But
yeah, he dismantled that what Howie built. That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, I think he's trying to get back to that because it did kind of work, and it kind of like what he had in 2017 was. There was that kind of there. He needed to fill in the pieces.
But
I think that's where the free agency came in.
Deshaun's rookie year, McNabb was the quarterback. McCoy's and Macklin's rookie year, that was the last year McNabb was the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went right to Vic. Mm-hmm. Andy Reid was still really controlling the players we were acquiring. It was after Andy left, Howie took a complete control. And then he went and him and Chip had the thing. He goes in the boiler room. Then he comes back, and the first thing he says is, "I know I need a franchise quarterback." And he made that big play for Carson. So he may be looking at doing that, but the question is does he have that established quarterback of Donovan McNabb, of Michael Vick? He doesn't really. He has, to me, more of a quarterback like Carson Wentz out of his first year, out of his rookie year. He's got a second. I look at Jalen Hurts as a second-year quarterback. So,
hey, Philly, let me ask you one more question before I leave. Have you been checking on Mark Holmes? Because I haven't really heard from Mark Holmes. Is he all right?
Mark's mad at me because I did because I got him with the whole meltdown stuff. So I think he's avoiding it.
When his son was the referee thing and all that stuff. Yeah, that was fun. That's stuff.
Yeah. He can do it, but he can dish it out, but he can't take it though.
He's really mad at you. I'm gonna send him.
No, I don't know if he's mad. He's flipping out about his Cowboys.
I know. I just wanted you to make sure, give him a text for me.
I will.
Make sure he's okay. But hey, guys. You guys are tuning in to one of the best content creators out here, man, and I appreciate you, Philly.500, letting me yell a little bit and get crazy. I can't wait. Hopefully, you can grace the Birdman, and I could be on your show. And I am the Eagles super fan. I am going to be in my costume. I will be there in the draft representing for the Eagles, and I can't wait, man. I'm going to be backstage with the King and all that, the Swoop Squad. So I'm super excited. So I can't wait, man, and I might have a heart attack live on stage. So if you see a Birdman fall down over there because of Howie Roseman, you guys will know why. But hey,
make sure you take that bear aspirin.
Make sure you record everything.
Yes, sir. I will, man. All right, guys. Peace.
Later, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, so 500. What are your feelings on Miles Sanders going forward with the team?
I'm still a Miles Sanders guy. I like Miles Sanders. I wouldn't give him a contract extension, but I'd let him play his rookie year out. The final year of his contract out and see how he does. I think, I just think if Miles could stay healthy, because when he plays, he produces. You know what I mean? I'd like to see him a little more in a passing game. But I'm a Miles Sanders fan. I am.
Yeah, I'm starting to worry that's going to be the big if with Miles Sanders' career. Man, if only that guy could have stayed healthy. I'm worried that's going to be the big if with him.
Right. And you got to wonder what they're going to do with the running back position because they brought Ball Scott back. Right. Is Howard still there? I can't remember if Howard's still under contract.
Yeah, not yet. Hasn't been signed yet.
No. Jordan Howard. So if you're really going to be a run first team, you've got to bring in another running back, man. You know.
Are you drafting one?
I probably would draft one in the mid rounds because I think it's easier to draft a running back than almost any other position. Originally, I was thinking maybe Leonard Fournette, but then as soon as Brady came out of retirement, he was going back to Tampa. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, look, if they're going to be a run-first team, they got to get another running back and get somebody that can play. I like Jordan Howard, but he's never healthy. Never healthy.
We got a couple of guys who just can't seem to stay on the field. I mean, I know the running back position is one where you're getting hit a lot, obviously, and you're taking a lot of punishment, taking a lot of abuse. But yeah, we got to get some guys that can, what do they always say? The best ability is availability, right? So they got to be out there.
I've always said it, man. I'm pretty much taking a halfback damn near every year. For the most part, hey, I'm a running back by committee type guy. I don't mind having two solid halfbacks. Most people are like, oh, well, you only need one. No, I like having two. I like what Cleveland did with Hunt and Chubb. I don't mind that. When you can have two bruisers like we did, in 17 with the G.O.A.T and Blunt, like that, it helps having two really good halfbacks. So I have no problem with that.
Cleveland got four. They got four when you think about it. You got Johnson and you got Felton. So, they followed your model to a T.
Yeah, they're deep.
And listen, especially if you're going to be a run first team. I mean, are we asking Jalen Hurts to do more throwing, or are we going to run more? So this is a whole nother thing. And talking about building around Jalen Hurts, it's not just receivers, but you also need to be able to run the ball. I mean, all that stuff helps Jalen Hurts. And this brings me back to what I'm worried about. I don't see any of that being addressed, and I know it will in the draft, but sometimes rookies aren't ready right away. I would like a more secure guy that I know could come in right away and play. I still think you need another. I still like to upgrade the right guard spot. To be honest with you, I'm not a big Sayamalu guy, so they need some help on offense besides receiver.
Let me ask the question. We talked about Miles Sanders. What do you think about Kenny Gainwell and him progressing next season?
I like him, and I hope he takes a step. One of the things I like not to do is I like to hope guys progress, but I don't like to. I kind of don't want to put all my faith into it until I see it. So I'm hopeful he'll progress, but I got to see it before I can see how much I can count on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially with the bad luck and maybe just in bad player development we've had at the running back position for the most part over the last 10 years at least. I mean, it's been rough. I thought Corey, after seeing what he did in the Super Bowl and as a rookie, Corey Clement, he's gone. I mean, he's been gone for a couple years now, and it's just sad to see some of these guys not be developed the way they should be because I think we're missing out on some talent there.
Josh Adams was the biggest travesty.
Oh, yeah. I think they're gonna draft the running back, like mid rounds. I expect it, but
about third round,
we'll see.
Probably.
Yeah,
third, fourth.
I'm telling you, I'm not comfortable about free agency right now. I'm just not.
No, man, I will agree with you. I thought we were going to have a lot to talk about. Our heads would turn every day. Every morning we would wake up, something would be there. I figured that would be the way it was, and then it completely was the opposite. So I was just as shocked as you were. I have no idea what the heck is in store for us. All I know is when it happens, you're going to know because it's going to be big.
I will say one thing that maybe backs up Vic and his theory. The Eagles thought that they had. Oh, hell! Stupid Siri went off. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, Siri went off.
Listening all the time.
Well, I was say something back up Vic's theory is the Eagles. They made a play for Calvin Ridley. They
Yeah.
almost had Calvin Ridley. Now
They tried.
that is the kind of move that I would have been like, there you go. We believe in Hurts. You tell me right now, we have Calvin Ridley and Hassan Reddick in free agency. I'm a happy man. You know, but they were going to get him for like a 3rd-round pick, so they were getting a bargain. Just like Hassan Reddick, they got a bargain for him because he wanted to come to Philly. He could have gotten more elsewhere. You know.
Yeah, and that's why I say, like, you got to look at the cap next season. It goes from 3rd to 24th. There are a lot of moves that have to be made this year to get under the cap. So I don't see us spending. We can't spend right now. We're not in a position to spend. Everything has to be done through the draft, post June 1st cut. We're gonna have the bargain shop.
How much money do they have right now? I believe it's like
23 and change.
How much?
23 and change.
23. So you figure what? 10 to 12 are rookies. I mean, your draft.
Right.
Then you got now. If they said if they extend Hargrave, that's 13 million. They can open up right away. The one thing about Howie is he can manipulate the cap. So if there's a guy that they really like, I don't think it would prevent them from doing something. But the question is who?
I was gonna say you have to look also. We're gonna be first in dead cap next year also.
Yeah. We were first in dead cap last year too.
I don't know if we were first, but I'm pretty sure we weren't. I think we're creeping up from it's going to be a big jump. It's going to be a big jump.
I thought the Carson dead money was the biggest single hit in the history of the NFL for the most dead money at once. Fletcher Cox. Well, Cox is 12 because they cut him, so it would have been 40. So yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. All I can say is when they want to use the cap, they use the cap. When they don't want to use it, they don't use it. And I don't think it prevented anything from happening if they really wanted it to. I think that there's other things going on. And, and my thing is I'm watching the quarterbacks. I'm watching, them meeting the quarterbacks, how all that's going to go, because I'm trying to figure out if that's where they're going or not. Like I said, I hope they don't, but it's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's a interesting topic because Howie could be doing things for different reasons. He could be like Vic said, he could be thinking about next year and not wanting to kill himself with the caps in issues of in instances of taking on big contracts this year in free agency. Maybe that's a big part of the reason why we've been so stagnant. Or maybe he's worried about the cap next year.
Could be.
I don't want. I hope it's not that he doesn't believe in Jalen Hurts. I hope that's not it at all, because if that's the case, then we're basically back to square one.
Well, I hope not either. I mean, I think Hurts played good enough to earn one more year.
I do too.
He still has flaws, no question. I still think he's got to become a better passer, but I think he earned the right. But when you see all this stuff about all these guys, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, everything the Eagles quarterback-wise are in to reported offers, then it makes me wonder, well, how much can he really believe in this guy? I don't care what Howie said, because he says a lot of things and does the opposite. But the actions, if you look at it, would be hiring a private investigator for Deshaun Watson, making an offer at the Senior Bowl for Russell Wilson. These don't show me they believe in Hurts. It shows me they're looking for somebody else. Yeah.
I mean, I definitely can see how you could see that, because it's there's been a lot of speculation, there's been a lot of rumors, and there's obviously we've been at the front of a lot of the quarterback talk because of our draft capital and all that. So I think Jalen Hurts has the best mentality. From what I've seen so far from him, he has a very good mentality to fight through some of this adversity as being the potential starting quarterback for us going forward. So, I don't think it's going to affect him too much. I think he's going to be all right in that department.
He has all the intangibles to be a stud. I mean, there's no question. I think he's mentally tough enough. I think he's smart enough. I think he's a great leader. I think he can be clutch under pressure. To me, it's not a Hurts issue. It's a Eagles front office issue. Like, what's really going on with them? That I don't know.
Yeah, and I think I have to see, in improvement as far as his relationship with his offensive line, him trusting his offensive line, and less of that kind of that panic scramble around that we seen from him last year. That when he'd maybe he would sense a little pressure, or maybe there wasn't even pressure. Sometimes I've seen him do it in a perfectly good pocket where he's kind of that clock is maybe going off in his head a little too early, and he's not sitting in that pocket and he's not trying to read the field, and he's kind of circling around, and scrambling around in the backfield there. And if he can improve, if he can kind of eliminate that and try to stay in the pocket, step up in the pocket, and push the ball down the field by, seeing the whole field and finding those open receivers, because I know he missed a lot last year.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question now. If you can choose, if there's two guys with the first pick you would like to see the Eagles take, who would you guys like? Who would you like in this draft?
I know one of AK's answers already.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, just go first. We'll just let you go first. We already know what it is. So go ahead.
Right.
I am going hands down with my man that I have been talking about for like 4 months now, dude. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the beast alone, Jordan Davis. Hands down, that is the one. I mean, that is Cox's replacement. That is his error. If you can have Riddick, if you can have Jordan Davis, Hargraves, and BG this year, and whoever his successor will be the year after that, and even Sweat, man, that is one disgusting offensive line. It's like I said, I don't expect Jordan Davis to have crazy amount of sacks. I will never expect that from him. But the one thing I do expect is pressure constantly and a true force in the run game. I've seen this guy take on triple blocks in college and still stop a running back behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, you can't do that in the NFL. You can't triple block one dude. You'll get destroyed by everyone else, no matter what their talent level is. You just can't do it. So that is the ultimate threat for our defensive line. I believe he would be a very big key component moving forward for us.
I like that pick.
Who's next?
Gio. Go ahead, Gio.
Jordan Davis, and the obvious answer, of course, Sauce Gardner. If he's not there, and I'm going to surprise a lot of people with this pick, Trent McDuffie.
Okay. Vic?
I think I've said this 1,000 times on Twitter, tweeted out like billions. Hey, man, I say you stick with that Georgia line and you go hard. You get yourself Walker, Davis, and Wyatt. You just complete the whole set. Take them all. First round, lock up that D line. You have a great rotation for the future. So, yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I would probably go, and you could do it either order, 15 and 16. You could do it. I would probably go Nakobe Dean, and then either, depending on who's on the board still, I would either go probably top defensive tackle or top corner. Whether that's Jordan Davis, whether that's Wyatt, whether that's Stingley. Even I would take a chance on him. I know he hasn't played in over a year or so, or however many games it's been, but I mean Booth Jr. could possibly be there. So yeah, those would be my choices there.
Yeah, I would definitely go Jordan Davis. I'm a big Jordan Davis guy. I like the idea of Jordan Davis and Wyatt 15 and 16, and have your defensive tackles of the future. To me, that would be awesome. And then at 19, I'd probably trade the 19th pick and try to get like an extra second and a first next year. If I can't, I might go wide receiver there, or I'd go something else. I really like Christian Harris, the linebacker, in the second round. That's where I want to get my linebacker right there.
Got you.
I wanted David Ojabo. That was my guy. But
that's what I wanted to ask you.
I wanted no part.
Actually, because you know what, I was actually an Ojabo fan too. You know, I actually was saying, hey, I'd take Ojabo at 15, I'd take Davis at 16, and then I'd probably.
That's what I wanted.
You know, I was all for that. You know, but I got to ask, would you pull a Sidney Jones on Ojabo? Would you take him with a second, even with his Achilles tear now?
Great question.
No, I would not. Achilles scares me. You never know how guys come back from Achilles. Defensive lineman a little easier than like a corner. I don't think. Now, third round, I might do it, third or fourth, but I can't risk it because he's not. I just can't risk my second round pick. I need a starter. I need to get a player that can play in the second round. So I wouldn't do it. I would not pull the Sidney Jones move.
Well, wonder if they traded the 19 and you get 2 seconds. Would you use a second on him?
Probably
if you had 2 seconds to play with? No?
I still wait till the third. I'm going. I would probably go. I'd probably go linebacker and wide receiver in the second.
There you go.
Christian Watson in the second. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question. In reference to Ojabo, do you think any team, because it looked pretty bad, do you think any team will be willing to go after him?
Somebody will.
You never know. Somebody might. You know, like I could see a team like the Kansas City Chiefs or a good team that is going to stash him for a while and
Cincinnati.
Rush. But I still think.
I
think like when the Eagles took Sidney Jones, they took him where they could have waited. Like I think you could wait till the third round at least to do it. You know. I would love it. If they did third round, I'd love it. I'd love it in the third round.
I think the Ojabo will be gone before the third round. I think someone
with
takes
a player like that, you got to have a mindset like, all right, if he's there at the fourth, we'll take a flyer. If not, then it's no loss. Like you got to have that mindset, not trying to jump up to get him.
Right. Exactly.
Now, I got another question for you. Is anyone taking the risk on Williams at this point? The wide receiver from Alabama? The one that tore his ACL?
Jameson Williams, I think somebody will, but I think it'll be late first or early second. It'll be right in that area. You know,
whoever does, do you think it winds up being a steal?
What's that?
I said
he could be a steal. Yeah, he could totally be a steal. What did he have? An ACL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guys come back from ACLs. You know, the Achilles is what scares me. It's what scares me about Brandon Graham, especially older. Sometimes you just don't recover from that, man. That
makes you feel any better. I've actually torn my Achilles heel all the way, and I'm perfectly fine. I can still run and play ball and stuff. So,
how long did it take you to get it back?
I was on crutches for 3 months. And then it was probably about 6 months until I could run again.
Physical therapy, all that.
Yeah. So it was about 6 months.
Like 500 said, that's the scary thing about Achilles heels is all it takes is one little tweak of the calf, and then you could be you're in that area of partially tearing it again or something like that. You could do that easily happen.
Well, see, and what happened?
Were you scared?
No, not really. You kind of know. You know, how, from previous how your ankle feels, but no, honestly, what happened is, you know how in middle school how they used to make us do like the physical test during gym class, you know, how many pull-ups you can do and the sit-ups and all that. Well, back in middle school, man, believe it or not, even though I'm 6'1" now, I was a short shit. Okay, so I actually had to use the mats to climb up to pull up, you know. Well, when I went to get down, I let go, and when I did, my toe caught the edge of it, which sent my foot forward, and it completely just ripped and separated my Achilles heel. And dude, that was probably the worst pain I've ever felt. But no, I mean, it really isn't. I never even think of it. I've never had any pain after I tore it. I've never even came close to tearing it again. So I don't think about it.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a tough injury. That's an injury that always scares me a little bit. You know, and especially like with Sidney Jones because he's a corner, and you got to stop, go, and be. You know that's what scares me. the thing with like Ojabo is he's also very, very raw. Like he hasn't played, he has to learn. So, you know, if he was like the best pass rusher and was a top 3 pick, then maybe you do it in the second round, you take a flyer. But because of how raw he is, I think he third or fourth round is a good time to do it. But I could tell you why. That's total Howie Roseman move too. It's a total Howie Roseman move.
Oh no. Because you got to think about it too, though. Like you said, he's a raw player, so it would take time for him to acclimate himself. Now we're talking about an injury that's 1, possibly 2 seasons out from you playing.
Yeah,
So,
I think the first year you don't play him at all, and then
you're talking about a 4-year investment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and not just that, but you have to look at it this way too, man. You know, if 500 was talking about how raw he is, you know, and this kid worked himself to a top 15 pick for how raw he is. So might he be better than per se the person across from him after a couple years of getting really good? Because you saw how good he was already. You know,
before the injury. Before the injury, I said that I thought if he develops, he could be the best defensive end in this draft.
Exactly.
That's how much I thought of him.
So you got to keep that into perspective. I mean, even though he is raw, the kid really had something going for him. And I get it. Aiden Hutchinson was across from him. He took a lot, but that kid still demolished people. Like, he truly did.
Yeah. What I loved about him was he actually strips the ball.
Yes.
How long has it been since we see guys actually knock the ball out of the quarterback's hands?
Right.
It's been a long time.
Imagine if you could have 2 BGs.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I liked him a lot. He to me, he looks like Jason Pierre-Paul when he was young. But man, that injury, that's just brutal. It's just sad, dude.
Yeah.
It was that nobody went over. None of those guys went. I don't know whether medical or anything. Nobody went over to help him. Or no, the guy walked over and walked past him to pick up the football off the ground.
Yeah. Dude, I showed
and
that.
it's crazy because it was a pro day. You would think someone from Michigan would at least come out.
Seriously.
I showed that shit to Ange, right? I said, look at this. I said, this is so sad. She's like, what? And she's seen it. She's like, what? Even she asked what at first. I was like, do you not see the guy like holding his ankle screaming? She's like, yeah. I was like, do you see anyone helping this man? And then once she noticed it, she's like, oh my God. I was like, yeah. I was like, tell me that don't show you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, that was terrible, man.
They're basically like next guy. You know,
that gives the NFL a bad image, dude. Right there, like you just don't care. That's bad.
But, like Darius Slay said, that's the cold hard truth. That's how the NFL sees you. You know, but you got to think about it too. These people's jobs are dependent on their health. If you're not healthy, they want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. The question I wonder is, did he already take out an insurance policy on himself? A lot of these guys do that. You know, I would hope he did. But everything about that kid, like personality wise, the kind of kid, like great character, man. Like I really liked that kid. I liked what I saw.
I did too, and I was hoping that he was going to stay healthy. We were going to possibly draft him, and Brandon Graham could have really put him under his wing.
Yeah. I mean, I would look at Aiden Hutchinson, and I'd be watching, and I'm watching Aiden Hutchinson, and I can't stop looking at this other guy. And I'm going, who the hell is that guy? And it's Ojabo. He just pops off to me, man. It's a shame.
It is.
Didn't he run like a 4.5 too?
Yeah, 4.55.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to put on weight though. I mean, he's I think he's 250. He needs to get like to 270.
What I liked about him was he had very violent hands. He's very good with his hands.
Yeah,
he reminds me of a young Javon Curse. If he puts on that weight. If he puts on that weight, you know what I mean? Like he has that freak, you know, that ability.
Doesn't have that wingspan, but Javon Curse, crazy wingspan.
He's just he's explosive off the snap of the ball. And then I just love the idea that you strip the ball from these quarterbacks, man.
Yeah.
Especially when we play Washington. That's going to be easy to do. Of course,
I gotta ask you, man. I gotta ask you. I want your take on that. You know, how do you feel about that? You know, because I'm loving it.
I like it because I like I like whatever turns up the rivalry. You know what I mean? Dude, something's got to be wrong with Carson Wentz. I mean, he goes to the Colts. He throws 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Yeah, he blows some big games, but they wanted him gone. They wanted him gone. There's something in his personality that rubs people the wrong way. It just has to be. Has to. You know?
Let me ask you what you think about that yellow blazer.
The yellow blazer? What do you mean?
He was wearing a yellow blazer.
At his press conference?
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Looks like he was on the Masters.
And it was his. Yeah. It wasn't something that was purchased. It was his. He just got it tailored.
Yo, he looked like a hot sausage in a bun. Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
You guys from North Dakota,
There's that Tiger Woods, that Tiger Woods brand line.
Yeah,
he fits the color scheme.
He does. He does. I would not want to be on the team called the Commanders in the NFL. I can't get by that name, dude. I don't like it.
Sounds like an arena league team.
It does. It sounds like arena.
USFL. Yeah.
You know what's? Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say, you know what? You know what's even worse than that, man, is they're looking at trying to make him sell the team now to try and force.
Are they
out? The NFL's looking at trying to do that, and if that's the case, somebody else is going to buy the team, and they're probably going to go through this whole process again.
Yeah, I would change the name right away.
Yeah.
I think they should just go back to the football team. I was getting used to that.
I know, really. No names were better than that name.
Exactly. Yep.
They should have done something like the Federalists or Senators or something. I don't know.
I told them,
Sentinels.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, you got to represent the Replacements movie with Keanu Reeves and go with the Washington Sentinels.
That sounds both those names sound a lot better.
Right? But dude, that's a retro football movie. It's one of the greats, and it's Washington, right? So why not represent it?
And you think it could be a cool logo?
Yeah. Well, their logo sucks. It's just a W.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what's their mascot going to be? Do they even have one?
Is it like a general or something?
It's going to be a W with arms coming out the side.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. But I can't wait to play them, though. I can't. I think that's going to be fun. Man. I want to see Week 1, Eagles, Washington, and Philly, Monday Night Football.
Do you think Carson lasts his whole contract?
He's going to get booed off the field.
I think he played. I don't know how many years has he got left on his contract.
What is it, 2 or 3, right?
3 years, I think.
I think he plays 1 year. I think Washington's taking a quarterback too. So,
really,
yeah, I could see it. So I think he plays 1 full year and then he's somewhere else.
I don't even think he beats out Taylor Heineke.
Really?
Wow.
I think he'll beat him out.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I was with AK on that one. I don't think he'll beat out Taylor Heineke.
I don't think so, bro. Listen, that kid's underestimated, man, and that team actually plays good under him. They really do. You know, before all the injuries, before they lost Logan Thomas and stuff, he had that offense going pretty well. You know, you get these weapons back and stuff. Dude, Taylor Heineke has a good head on his shoulders. Carson Wentz does not. We know that. So he already beats him there. And he can throw the ball. You know, so I don't think Carson beats him out, honestly.
That's going to be interesting. That would be very interesting. If Carson doesn't beat him out, that's it. He's going to be a backup in the league. Yeah. This is his last chance as a starter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe he could reunite with Doug.
Yeah. I think Doug's going to do a good job in Jacksonville. Actually, I don't understand Christian Kirk paying him, making him your number one receiver, but I kind of like Lawrence a little bit, and I think with Doug, I think he'll be decent, dude. I really do.
I actually said it, man, and I've already been recorded saying it. if Doug does not make the playoffs this year, he's going to sniff it. He's going to get very close. But I do have him making playoffs next year. No matter what people think about him, I still believe in Doug. I still think he was a great person. He is a player's coach. People want to play for him. He'll be good in Jacksonville, and I think he's going to do great things down there. And I hope nothing but the best for him.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just a tough division.
It is. It's going to take a lot, but he can do it.
Yeah, I agree.
The Washington Wankers.
That's a better name too.
That's pretty good, Bobby.
That's a way better name. I like that.
So 500. What do you think? Are you excited to watch some of these new players and their new teams? You know, obviously the AFC West got better with Russell Wilson. They just lost Tyreek Hill. He's now in the in the AFC East. So it's going to be interesting. That division's got to be kind of more wide open now, don't you think? The AFC West.
I think that's the best division in football. Obviously, I mean that is stacked. I think the Chargers though are going to make a move. Though.
Thank you.
The Chargers are good, and it's gonna be really interesting. That's gonna be a fascinating division. The whole thing's fascinating. Like Deshaun Watson in Cleveland's weird, and then what's gonna happen to Baker Mayfield? Like where does he end up? Like the whole thing is crazy. And what would somebody give up for him? Like to me, he's kind of like Carson Wentz in a lot lot of personality.
And that's the thing too, is that Baker Mayfield is he's kind of to me he's kind of immature in a lot of ways, and he's not going to want to be a backup anywhere he goes. He's going to want to be the starter. If he goes to, let's say he goes to Pittsburgh, he's not going to be wanting to sit behind Trubisky. No way. Baker Mayfield's not going to have that.
I couldn't see Cleveland trading him within the division. You know,
I couldn't either. Yeah.
So
how about Seattle?
I mean, Seattle, they got the firepower to trade for him. You know, the question is what are they going to do? They may draft a quarterback too. But I
also heard Pete Carroll. He wants Geno Smith back too. I don't know if he's thinking about starting Geno Smith, but I heard he wants Geno Smith back.
Yeah, I think they could trade for a quarterback. I mean, there's quite a few teams that could trade to draft a quarterback. You know, who's Houston's quarterback again?
Davis Mills.
Mills.
Like they say they like him. I don't know. Stupid.
Baker's a Texas boy.
No, you know something. I gotta say this. The question came up in the chat earlier, and I totally ignored it because I didn't want to go there again. But you gotta think though too. That is a very big upgrade for them at the QB spot. You could expect maybe somehow, some way. I can't believe I'm saying this live with 25 people in here. Shit, I'm about to die. Jalen Hurts goes home for pick 3.
That would take my prediction to another level. You know, I'm thinking you're going to keep him.
It definitely would.
I know.
I don't know.
What's the offer?
What would Jalen Hurts? What would you be able to get for him in a trade? That would be.
I think you could get 1 first for him.
So you get a first for him. So you probably have to get up to 3. You probably got to do Hurts and at least
one this year and 1 next year.
Yeah, it might not cost. That's interesting.
And then you still keep 2 firsts. Like, say you give Jalen Hurts, and then you give 19, and then the first next year, you still get to keep 15 and 16. So you get pick 3, 15, and 16.
So who 3? Who do you draft?
Malik Willis.
Ooh.
I'm very intrigued by Malik Willis. But
I am too. I'm very intrigued by Malik Willis.
He reminds me of a right-handed Michael Vick.
Exactly. I love how you just put that. Smaller Michael Vick.
But man,
he's smaller?
That's really high. No,
yeah,
I don't think he's small. No, is he
Wait,
smaller?
Malik Willis is smaller?
I don't think so. I
He's
thought
saying, that's why he's pretty tall.
what? Vic's 6'5", he's 6'2". I'm just
No,
saying.
Vic's
No,
not-
Vic is
Vic's-
Vic is lucky to be
Vic's 6
6.
foot. Yeah, Vic's
He's
6
lucky.
foot.
He's actually like 5'10".
Motherfucker
No, I didn't
plays
say-
like he's 6'5".
No, he's like almost like 5'10", 5'11".
He reminds me of a right-handed Michael Vick, not a bigger or a smaller right-handed, because he's right-handed. But,
Man, I always thought Vic was bigger than that.
You scared me because I'm like, I didn't know he was that small.
no,
Whoa.
No, I've seen Vic close. He's like he's 6 foot, maybe 6'1". Oh, this stupid. Let me get this cat out of
Yo,
here.
your cat is setting my cat off. Just saying.
Whoa. Love connection?
Oh no, but he came out of his cubby pretty fast.
Oh, it's kitty time.
That cat wanted to get the hell out of here. Too much sport talking.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Malik Willis at 3. That would be interesting. But I don't know.
I think there's going to be a push to get him.
I'm just saying, if you're throwing me Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, I'm taking Malik Willis over Kenny Pickett.
Well, you got baby hands.
Huh?
Baby hands, yeah.
He reminds me of what is
not
this
just
scary movie?
that.
You ever watched the second
This
one?
kid is truly electric. I mean, granted, he only played at Liberty, and yeah, this and that. But when you look at him, like we all say to Ojabo as well, I still consider Willis raw. Like he does have a lot to work on, but his upside, if he truly could reach it, is wow. Like
I agree.
He's way better than Lamar at throwing the ball. I'm just going to put it that way. Like he's way better. His arm is a cannon, and he's got the legs like Hurts has. So you're not losing anything there. You know, if not, he's actually better at running than Jalen Hurts, if I must say, to a point. He's fast. So you're not losing anything per se, that aspect. You can still run the same offense. You probably have to give him a year or two to work on his accuracy a little bit. But by far, his arm is Michael Vick-esque, easily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would, if you draft Malik Willis, I think he's got to sit the whole first, like his rookie year's got to be on the bench and just learn, you know. So I would prefer to have Hurts be the starter at that point. But, you know, if they trade Hurts, then you got to go with Minshew. That's interesting. That would be a interesting situation.
God, we lost so many people after I said that. I feel bad now. I tapped into my Howie-esque like 500 did at the beginning of the show real quick because something he would do. Do I want that? Hell no. But is that something Howie would do? Hell yes. So
I don't see that scenario being out of the question. I don't think the Eagles would be a part of that. I think I would look for that scenario. I would say Washington, and I would say Pittsburgh, like you mentioned before. Those would be the teams that would focus on Malik Willis, or even Seattle, that would want to jump up and have something to, do it with.
I wouldn't be surprised
but
if
none
New
of
York
those guys have Jalen Hurts. So if you're going to get something for the pick 3 from Houston, you got to give them something. Seattle has no quarterback to give them. Who else did you say?
I said Seattle, Washington, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Washington. Yeah, they're
Seattle
not.
has the capital to do it. Washington,
Yeah, but they don't have
that.
anything for them right now. Like I said, though, if you give Jalen Hurts, that's somebody who can step in this year and run Lovie Smith's offense compared to.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about us. I'm talking about for Houston, for someone to jump up and
That's
get
what
that
I'm
third pick.
talking about. That's why I'm saying though that makes sense for Houston if we did it, because if that's a move that Howie's looking at making, going up for Malik Willis. You're going to jump the 3 because they need a quarterback. You have one, and it's easier for them to just take Hurts and make it work with, the draft picks that they acquire from us, and we get what we want and still keep 2 firsts. That's all I'm saying, but that's something he would fucking do.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't discrediting that. I was just saying I think that real scenario will play out with 3 other teams, though.
And Howie, if you're watching, don't fucking listen to what I just said.
I think they've already made the decision.
I know, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't
quiet
know.
all night, man. That's why I truly have sat up here quiet, because I was like, man, some people had their Debbie Downer cakes before they came on the show tonight, and I really got down. But you know what? That's what I said. I learn about this when I talk to people. That's how I learn more. And I've always had it in the back of my mind, but I don't want to be real about it because I don't want it to happen. But realistically, it can happen, and you have to.
I think with this year, there's a trend that a lot of teams are doing, and you can see it because of the draft. There are teams with multiple picks in the first round. And I think the trend is pick as many as you can in the first round.
Yeah, but those franchises don't have Howie Roseman, man.
Oh, I totally agree. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I just see that's a trend. Again, this is a league that once something works, they keep on doing it. You see with the draft picks, there's teams that are, this has never happened. We've never had so many teams with so many first round picks.
See, here we go.
Bobby, get as many in the first round as you can.
Bobby, listen to me, bro. Listen to me, brother. I love you, bro. You know that. You've been on my show many times, Bobby. I'm not saying Hurts. Listen, now I'm going through what 500 was going through earlier. I'm going to get slammed. All right, listen, I'm not saying he does not deserve time. I want Hurts to be here for 2-3 years. If he can pan out to be that guy, that's who I want. Okay? I'm telling you from a hypothetical standpoint of how Howie thinks, because I've been alive long enough. Hell, I'm 35 years old. I've seen this man work his entire career. And I know when he wants something bad enough, hell or high water, you ain't going to stop him. So I'm just trying to be realistic.
We didn't get Marcus Mays. We didn't get Mays. Sometimes when he wants something, it gets to slip out of his hands.
At that point though, that right there though, you're talking money.
I'm just fucking with
you can't control that. But when I'm talking physically trading draft picks for a person, you can make that happen. That means nothing about money. You know, that means money that you're going to have to, like I said, right now we're only at 8 or 9 million because we have 15, 16, and 19. But if you trade up to 3, well, that 8 or 9 million now goes to like 14, 15, maybe 20. Who freaking knows where it goes? I don't even know what the cap hit for that would be then. But my point is, though, you're freeing up a lot of money for a certain kind of move. Now, whether that move is to jump up really high and grab a quarterback to where that makes our cap hit now in the draft closer to what we freed up, and that's why he did that, or whether he's going out to trade for DK or somebody, I don't freaking know. But the point is, though, you have to keep it in mind that until draft night, when we're sitting there and you don't see it happen, it's always in the back of his mind. Always. And it will always sit there.
It sucks because we still have about a whole full month until the draft.
Whole month. Yeah. Now we're getting to the pro. Yeah, we're getting pro days. And
they haven't announced who's invited, correct?
I haven't heard them announce anybody that's invited yet. No. But I'm waiting for the quarterback visits. I'm waiting to hear Malik Willis is flying to Philly. Kenny Pickett flying to Philly. We already know Jordan Davis had an interview, which was really cool. But I think Howie's capable of anything at this point. Yeah. I really do.
And trust me, the more and more Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett show out, the more and more realistic 500's vision becomes.
Can I throw a scenario that actually goes into what he was saying?
What's up?
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about first round quarterbacks. We know how Howie is. He likes a bargain. And if there is an injured player that devalues him, and he might go for it. Yeah. The quarterback I've Ole Miss that I believe that got injured this year. What is it? Castle Cassell, however you say his name.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could possibly go after him later in the round?
If he thinks it's a value, he'll do it. I have no doubt about it. He's shown before that he's willing to draft a guy injured early if need be. So yeah, I think that's definitely in play. I got a lot of crap.
It doesn't sound risky. It doesn't sound risky. It's an injured player. Gives him time to get himself acclimated. You're giving Jalen that time.
Okay, now here's the thing. It is realistic for him to do that if his real intention is to move forward with Jalen Hurts. But if his intention is not to move forward with Jalen Hurts, you're not betting your next 3 years on Castle. You are making that big jump up to get either Pickett or Willis or whoever the hell ends up being a top quarterback at the end of all this. You're not betting all your chips on a second or third round pick again. You're going all in this time.
Well, I only mentioned him because it plays into what Howie would want, and it covers Howie's ass. You got to win your players.
I know, but that's only if he's all in on Jalen, though. That's only.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, I have a backup plan if Jalen doesn't work. Like I have a guy who could have possibly been the first pick of the draft only because of his injury. I got that guy now. Like that to me sounds more of a Howie move.
It depends where you pick him too. If he goes like if they take him the first or they take him second, I believe they make that pick to plant to take over for Hurts at some point. You know.
Yeah.
I don't believe the Eagles would draft the backup quarter. Well, I can't say that they did it with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. I think if they do get a quarterback, like if like a plan to get like not anyone to back up Jalen or not anyone to use as a successor just in case things don't work out, they could get a developmental quarterback in the 5th round. That could still be a possibility.
Yeah. I think they'll get a development quarterback probably, anyways. But like the question is how do you get if really the question boils down to what does this team really think about Jalen Hurts? And I'm telling you, I have no idea because of everything that has gone on about all the things that the Eagles wanted, other quarterbacks, this, that. It's like it's impossible to really know. And to me, the proof is in the pudding when this draft comes by. If this draft comes by, the Eagles take 3 picks, do 2 defensive players and something else, I'll feel a lot better about it. But I really don't know what they think of him. I mean, did they really go to the Senior Bowl and make an offer to Seattle for Russell Wilson? No, I get it's Russell Wilson. But do they really believe in Hurts if they're willing to do that?
Now, here's my question I got to ask. Because a lot of us, we saw that Kels, he decided to stick around another year, which we are all ecstatic about. We're happy about. I praise that man. He is the elite of the league, But they had to have told him something to make him want to come back, right? I mean, the man's not just going to come back to totally rebuild. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so what did they tell him to come back?
They told him we're going to pay you $14 million for 1 year. That's what they told him.
Exactly right. Yeah.
We'll pay you and give you as much kegs as you need.
Yeah, but are you going to truly, at his age and with the injury, well, not the injuries, he's not injured, but the wear and tear on his body, okay,
right.
It is coming back for $14 million and truly losing and getting your ass kicked worth that $14 million at his age? No, because of the longevity of his body. So you have to give him an incentive or a reason to want to come back. What was that incentive? That's another thing you have to look at as well. They told him something to make him want to. It's not just him wanting to play football. It's also, hey, we're going to win, and this is how we plan on doing it. Are you with us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We don't know. They could have said a lot to him, but we don't know. We just know that he's still playing at the top of his game. And when you retire and it's over and he steps away, it's forever. I mean, I would play right now for $14 million. I'll play any position you want. I don't care how beat up I get. So $14 million is a lot of money, man. So it's just hard to know. But if they didn't pay him $14 million, would he have come back? Probably not.
Well, I think money is a factor, but also you got to say kind of like what AK said. They had a conversation with him. I don't think he's going to come back to experience a new quarterback and go through the motions again. I think he's looking in here. For him. Yeah, I don't think he wants to do that again, especially with someone who's been a veteran for so many years. You don't want to start over again. You don't want to go through that training camp with a new quarterback. You know, you want to know that everything's established. You want to get in there with these guys that you went to war with, and you want to do it again one more year. I think that's what
Yeah, I
Kelsey
agree
was
with that.
doing.
And I do think Hurts is going to start. I just think they're going to have somebody else waiting for their chance. I think Pickett or Willis, I think both of them aren't ready to play right now. So if you draft one of those guys, they have to sit, and that's what they would do. Like I said, I prefer they just skip the quarterbacks altogether.
Right.
That's it. Now, if let's say we were drafting 15, 16, we are. Let's say you draft Jordan Davis at 15 and Willis is still on the board. And you want to take a flyer, then I'm okay with it. But anything that involves trading up, I don't want to do. I just think that they're going to do it.
Let me ask you a question.
It's like
Gail,
it's like Gail told me when I first started, man. And shout out to him and Fourth and John. He told me, he's like, follow the money.
Yeah.
You want answers, you follow the money. Well, what's the money telling you right now?
They're going.
Let me ask a question. With the draft, is there a player that you would be willing, just quarterback aside, that was to fall, that you'd be willing to make a move to get up? Say if they drop to 7, is there a player you just like, I don't care,
Hamilton.
I'll do what I need to do?
Hamilton.
Yeah. Hamilton for you. I think I would say I really like Sauce Gardner. I think he's going early. I'd be willing to trade up for him. I'd be willing to trade up. If Aiden Hutchinson was to fall, I'd be willing to trade up for him. And I'm a little back and forth on Thibodeau. Like there's parts of me that think, okay, but then I'm like, I don't know. But I'd say any of those 4 guys I would be very open to. When Ojabo was healthy, I would have traded up for him too. The other guy I should say is Walker. Walker intrigues me. I'm a little worried about some things, but dude's a specimen. There's no question about it. So any of those guys.
About that, yeah, like there are a lot of good guys, but that's what I want to know. Like, who would you be willing just to be like, listen, this guy fell, let's do it. Let's trade two first rounds for him. I don't care. We need that guy.
Yeah, those are the guys.
Okay, let's switch this up on you a little bit. Is there anyone that you would pass on?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's probably quite a few guys.
I'm saying that like some people are saying like they would take like with 15 and 16 that you just don't truly like. Like you might see something that
Me personally, some of the wide receivers, like people picking wide receivers, I just think we've drafted wide receivers 2 straight years in the first round. I think there's enough good receivers that you can get them in early second. So I keep seeing a lot of people wanting to take wide receivers. I kind of would steer away from that. That would probably be my big thing. I really think you can get a good wide receiver early second, man. 3 straight years of wide receivers in the first round is a lot. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't see the hype on. A lot of people are high on Olave. I think he is. He's Will Fuller with better hands. Basically, he's got great straight line speed, but other than that, I mean, he's not gonna be able to run the whole route tree. Let's just put it that way. Definitely.
Yeah.
Is his speed what everyone's enamored with? Is that what it is?
I think he's been fairly productive, right?
Yeah, he's had over 1,000 yards.
So I think that, and then you take his 40 speed, which was pretty good. I forget what exactly was, but I know it was fast. I think that's a big thing.
That's what. Well, if you look at it right now in the NFL, most, if not all, of the good wide receivers, of the top wide receiver, they're all second round picks.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of first round pick wide receivers that are dominant in the NFL right now. So that just tells you that you can wait, like 500 was saying, you can wait and get good receiver talent in the second, third rounds. You can.
I think so.
It's proven.
Yeah.
I don't even believe the best receiver in this whole entire draft is going to be taken in the first round, if you ask me.
I do too.
I honestly believe the best receiver that's going to come out of this draft class is Christian Watson.
My guy.
I think you might be right. I really like him a lot.
I do too, bro. I want him to be an Eagle so freaking bad it's not even funny.
Yeah, and to me, you take him in the second, he'll be there. That would be an absolute great pick. No, I agree.
It's crazy. I've done a lot of mock drafts too, and in simulated, and every time I've taken him in the second round, they give me an F grade on that pick. I can't believe it. Can't believe it.
That's because that program.
PFF don't know a damn thing,
right?
No, those things they're like ranked way early, man, and that's those things are whack.
Listen, man, this kid is 6. Well, he's 6'3", right? 6'4", 6'4". He's like
4.5, I think.
Yeah, he's 6'4.5". He's 215. He's got great body control. He's got great hands, great vision, great run after the catch. I mean, dude, he can already make the toe drag swag catches. You know, like he is a stud wide receiver. He's great at running routes. Now, granted, he's not the best. He needs to clean them up a little bit. But with what he already has to work with, the kid's a stud. He would be an excellent number 2 across from Smith. If you had Watson Smith, dude, oh my God.
He's a Deebo Samuel with better speed and better hands.
He can't go wrong.
I like to say Julio Jones-esque a little bit. He's a big body wide receiver, and he runs a 4.28 40.
Yeah,
when you see him using and with the Bisons, man, they're using a lot of end arounds, a lot of runs. That guy moves the ball.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can get him in the second round. Then you focus on that defensive line, in my opinion, in that early in that first. That's the way I would play it.
Yeah.
And Howie is. There's a good chance he takes a defensive tackle in the first round. If he uses all 3 of these picks, more than likely he's going to. He probably overvalues that position, and he's shown that he does. But so it's, history usually tends to repeat itself.
The only thing that scares me, man, is the Ravens. I truly think that they might be a legitimate threat to take Davis. Because
Talk about trade up for a guy. Jordan Davis is somebody I would trade up for.
I was going to say that too. Yeah.
It wouldn't take much to jump over one spot. I mean, going from 15 to 13 wouldn't take much. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. I would go 8 or 9 if he goes. I don't know how early he's going to go.
I have a feeling that the Ravens might like Nakobe Dean when they just lost out on Smith, the linebacker. Yeah. I think they might go linebacker.
That is true. That could be our saving grace rate.
If he's there, you still may have what's the kid out of I don't know why Utah. I don't know why I forget his name because I have Davis in my head.
Lloyd.
Oh, Lloyd.
There we go.
Yeah.
If that's another possibility too. Who's to say the Eagles don't go out the norm, get out the box, get a linebacker first pick?
It's only been since 1979 that they've done it. So
right.
I think everyone will go crazy. Like, I think that would be the one pick. If we go linebacker, whether it's Dean, Lloyd, whatever it is, I think the city would be heard.
If they go linebacker, everybody's live will be silent. Like, you'll hear crickets because everybody would be like, no, that just didn't happen.
I would absolutely.
Everyone's like, check Twitter.
Like, really pinch myself.
Make sure
it's
who
real.
reported it.
Out. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
500. What's your thoughts on Karlaftis?
Yeah.
I haven't studied him enough to give you an honest opinion. The little things I did see, he kind of seems stiff to me a little bit, like just a little slow. But I can't make a judgment until I actually go study him. It's been very short amount of stuff, including this combine. So I got to go spend some time on him. He's the only defensive lineman really I haven't yet, but I need to see more. What are your guys' thoughts on him?
From what I heard of him, he's not fast. I think he runs like almost a 4.6. He's in the 4.55-ish. But he's a lot of power.
Yeah.
He's definitely more of coming off the edge strong. and he's going to beat you with power moves rather than speed. Kind of like BG,
Mhm.
you know. So that's kind of what you're getting out of him.
And he's
Well,
raw. Like you used that word earlier. He's only 20 years old. So
Yeah,
right.
he is young.
he's gonna be in the NFL before. Well, is he gonna? No, he'll be 21, I think, because his birthday's in April. Yeah, he'll be 21 this year.
That's still young, dude.
Still very young, very raw.
He's a baby.
Yeah, he's got a. You know, I think he's got a pretty high ceiling. I do. I think he's got a high motor, which I like to have at that defensive end spot. You know, I like guys that are relentless, and he tends to have that a good amount of that. So I like that, and I wouldn't if we took him at 19. And we dressed the, if we got a defensive tackle or a linebacker and a corner with 15 and 16, I wouldn't be mad at those picks at all.
Yeah,
We're
just
sitting
someone
here
like
talking about
Karlaftis.
this right now, and watch this draft goes nowhere near what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, it happens every year.
It happens every freaking year, dude. I guarantee you, we're sitting here talking sense right now. You know, this is real. This is what should happen. But watch, nothing that we're talking about right now is realistically going to happen. I guarantee.
There's still part of me crying that we didn't get CeeDee Lamb. There's still part of me looking back at, like, why did we get Clinton Dix? Why did we have to get Marcus Smith? There's still parts of me that are still crying right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
It happens every year.
Justin Jefferson. I mean, the tears can come and come and come.
Yeah. I still can't get over DK Metcalf. That one bothers me to this day.
Right? That one still down hurts.
I'm the only one that thinks the opposite on that
I'm
one,
telling you right now, if Linderbaum is sitting there at 15, I would not blink 1 second to think that Howie Roseman takes that man.
I don't even have a problem with that. I wouldn't.
No, I don't either, but he would do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. We got Karlaftis because you can use Reddick the same way they were using Parsons down in Dallas. You can move him all around.
You have to. That's what they're going to have to do. But if Karlaftis, or however you say his name, if he is really that more physical guy, then he may be a good complementary piece to a Hassan Reddick. So, I have to study. I have to study him. I have to spend time on him. But so I'm not going to say one way or the other.
Yeah, you got your. Billy, let me ask you. You got your eye on the 76er game right now?
No, I'm recording it. I haven't watched it. Don't tell me the score. I haven't recorded
Love
it.
the commitment.
Right. But I wanted to ask you. What are your thoughts on the push for Embid possibly getting the MVP this year, the Harden trade, and and Maxey becoming a third piece of the puzzle, man.
Yeah, my thoughts were simple. You have Embid, who I believe is the MVP of this league, and then you have a guy who literally is 7'2". He's a big guy in his prime. Sometimes these big guys don't have a long prime, so when they're in it, you have to take your shot. So they needed another scorer, and so I think they really had to go out and get Harden. I think they had to do that. So I thought it was the right move. And then I think keeping Maxey was important because I love Maxey. I mean, everybody loves Maxey. So I think that they're doing the right thing. Now, I wouldn't have gotten rid of Jimmy Butler a few years ago. I've said this 1,000 times. But you needed that other guy. You needed that other piece. So I think it was the right move. I do. There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
There you
go. The trade. I think the trade's it's going to work out nicely. And
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, what Maxey did the other night against the who was that against? Was that against the Nuggets the other night? He just went. I mean, he went off. But it was when Embiid sat out with the back soreness, and Harden didn't. I don't think Harden played either. And
no,
Maxey just. Play. I mean, he took control of that game, and absolutely showed out.
You guys ever notice if you turn the Bulls logo upside down?
Don't.
It looks like a robot eating a crab.
I'm not disrespecting y'all. Come on now.
I'm just telling you, turn it upside down. It looks like a robot eating a crab.
I gotta do it now. I gotta do it.
Come on, man. Why you gotta be like that?
It does.
It really does, doesn't it?
Respect it.
I mean, if I really wanted to go after the Bulls, I could say they never beat Joel Embiid ever.
We will when it counts.
We'll see. We'll see.
In the playoffs.
It'll be a good matchup, I think. Yeah, it'll be a real good matchup.
It'll be
in the
great.
playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I heard Ball's coming back. If so, that's awesome.
I think I think people forget with the Sixers. Like, Harden doesn't have to be the number one guy. He just needs to be that complementary piece to Embiid. And if he understands that and accepts it, I think Sixers will be dangerous, man. I do.
Let me ask you a question. If you think that we're supposed to, if we don't get to the NBA Finals or if we don't get to the conference finals, do you think this is the last year for Doc Rivers, or will he be on the hot seat going into next season?
It depends. Like I think if he doesn't get the conference finals, it could be. If he has another choke scenario where you lose when you're up, it could be. It could be. But I think that I think this Harden thing, you gotta if it doesn't work out, they don't do it this year, they gotta bring it back next year and run it back again. Because I think this is a good connection. I do. I think this is a good fit with Harden and Embiid. I really do. And Maxey's only going to get better. Where I worry about the Sixers is just the bench. They got no bench. That's what you worry about with them. Is they gave up Curry. They gave up some guys. I don't care about Ben, but the bench worries me a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a bench.
Nah, our bench is pretty tough. But it is what it is. We got to give up a lot to get Harden. Drummond's probably the worst, the toughest part to that deal.
Drummond and Curry, yeah.
Andre Drummond.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to talk my shit now, man, because I might be a 76er fan next year. So got to get it all out.
I got a jersey for you waiting.
Bro,
Whatever
listen.
color you want, I got.
Mitch is not winning this fucking bet. He's not getting it. Like, no. Listen, y'all are going to meet us in the playoffs. We're going to be healthy. We're going to whoop y'all's ass, and I'm going to continue being a Bulls fan. That's how it's going to be.
What's the exact bet?
If you guys beat the Bulls and you make it further than us, I got to be a Sixer fan starting next year. Which I don't really care anyway, because my favorite player's been retired forever. So I'm not really gaining or losing anything, but I've been a Bulls fan for life. So, I mean, it would suck to part ways, but it is what it is.
Get ready for
it. Interesting, guy. Yeah, that's really awesome. Well, listen, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I haven't even eaten dinner and stuff. Go talk to the wife and kids and stuff. But I just want to thank you guys for having me on. It was a great conversation. I enjoyed the back and forth, man, and I hope to do it again at some point.
Definitely appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
thanks for having me,
man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, and it was fun, and it'll be interesting to see how this thing turns out. I hope to God that I'm wrong, and the Eagles take a couple defensive players, and we're good to go.
The next time we have you on, I want to have the Philly shakedown. And have Joey Shakes on too.
All right,
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, man, that would be awesome.
I would love that.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again, man. I had a blast. It was
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right.
As well.
Have a great night.
You guys have a great night.
The door's always open.
Thank you, man. Okay, guys, take care.
You
Bye.
too.
You too. Yeah. A great conversation with one of the absolute GOATs in the Eagles Philadelphia content creation, because he does Sixers, so that's why I wanted to talk to him a little bit about the hoops as well. And I'm over the moon ecstatic about the live stream tonight, about the reception that we got from the chat, the loyalty that we've had from the beginning of the show, as far as
people have been here the whole time. So thank you guys so much for the the consistent viewership and the respect that you show. And we try to put out the best content we can, and we try to bring on some of these upper echelon guests when it comes to doing what we do, because we can only learn from the best, and he's one of them, definitely. So another big shout out to Philly.500 for coming on with us tonight. This was big time.
Yes, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know it's getting late on the east side with you where you guys are at, and it's it's approaching 12:30 there on the East Coast. So I know you guys probably need to get off pretty soon. You guys have any closing comments, or we just want to do our outros? Go ahead, Vic.
Hey, man. Listen, appreciate everyone for coming through. Let me just give a special shout out to BLSG. My guy, he asked us to come come on the show. We had already had a guest. My guy, I'm shouting him out because, he's one of our loyals. From day one, first out there to push out the share, first one to comment, first one to like. So, let me just give my shout out. Let me show you, that we all appreciate what you do. Thank you so much for everyone that comes through, man. We appreciate it. We're just a couple of guys that like to talk with each other because we're good friends. We like to talk football. We do this for that, and we appreciate the fact that everyone takes time out their day to come through and watch us. So by that, you know who it is. It's Victory. You see me in the chats. You see me on Twitter. You always catch me with my guys above me and Gio for the 215. Now, I don't know if we should announce it. Are we at the time where we can announce the move?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, now we say from every Wednesday, but now we're going to move it on to Mondays. So we're going to take the show, move it on Monday nights. When your weekend's over, we're going to
can't do that.
What?
We can't go to Monday. Shit.
Why can't we go on Monday? We got Monday.
Podcast is Mondays.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, but we can double it in. We can move the conspiracy to Tuesday or something like that, or move it to Wednesday. We can move that one around. Because you got to think, we got Monday Night Football too. Dun, 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 dun. Well, whatever it is.
We're going to have to continue.
Yeah, it was an announcement, but then we got to go back and track on that one. But just look out for Mondays just in case. But with that being said, if you can, please go to my channel, subscribe if you like the content, hit that like button, and leave a comment. It helps out the algorithm. And don't forget, these men as well, and Gio from the 215. He's building his channel, so please, everyone right now, get to his channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Let him know when he wakes up that people were looking out. But appreciate y'all for coming through. Fellas, this was another great week, man. We had a great conversation. We'll do it again. It's been fun.
Yeah, man. No, it is, like you said, it is always an honor getting on here and doing this show with you guys. We've created a bond that is unbroken and will never be broken. It's fun, and I love doing it, and I only imagine doing it 40 more years. So hey, we'll keep it going as long as we can. But yeah, no, I appreciate the GOAT himself, Philly.500, coming on and talking with us tonight. It was such an honor having him on. I've always wanted to talk with him, so appreciate that, taking your time away from your family and eating your dinner to come talk with us. So yeah, man, listen, in the end, I bleed green. Whatever happens, happens. I root for the name on the front, not the name on the back. I might not like the moves that will take place. I may. Just all depends, But when it comes down to it, this is my team, and I'm going to cheer for them no matter what, and no matter who's leading it. So I appreciate all the love and support that everyone came and gave us tonight. It's truly an honor doing this for you guys. And I am a.k.a. Eagles from the Eagles Uncensored podcast. I do the East Meets West here with my boys. I got my conspiracy podcast on Monday nights. We talk conspiracies and all different types of things. Come check that out. It's a lot of fun. And then I do a bunch of lives throughout the week, a lot of call-ins. So, already got my watch hours, looking to get to 1,000 subs here before week 1 of the NFL season. Would like to get this channel monetized and bring you guys even better and more content and, beef it up a little bit more. So appreciate all the love and support. And, take it away, man.
Yeah, you said it. You said it very well. Again, big thank you to 500 for Philly.500 for taking the time out of his busy schedule. He's got a family. He's got other things that are more important, but he put those to the side for a little while. Took time out of his day to come on with us, and it was a lot of fun. It was great content, great debate, and thank you each and every one of you out there for being in the chat. You guys kept it going, kept it lively. Drop a comment if you watch this afterwards. Let us know what you guys think about the live stream and all that good stuff, about anything we talked about. And we'll definitely try to respond to your comment, because it, like Vic said, it helps with that algorithm, helps push our content out there more and more. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on each of our channels. We are live on not only my channel, the Nest Out West, but we're also live on a.k.a. Eagles channel and Victory's channel as well. So make sure you hit that thumbs up on all 3 of channels for us, because it really helps push that content out there. And
oh wait. And I am a.k.a. Eagles from the Eagles Uncensored podcast. I may fuss and cuss. You can count on me and my content like the fucking city bus. And if you like the Wagyu, subscribe too. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be weird if you didn't do that. It'd be like bad juju.
Right?
For real, I'm superstitious. It'd be bad juju.
Kansas City can deal with that bad juju. They could have that one. But, like I always say, the content does not continue to go anywhere without each and every one of you. So please make sure that you're liked and subscribed. Share the content with any Eagles fans, any football fans out there, because we talk about all kinds of stuff. If you know NFC East fans that are out there, share the content with them if you think they may enjoy it. Tell them that they're always welcome on the channel, on the East Meets West podcast, because we are trying to build this thing, and we can only do it with open arms, because you guys are the food and the water to the channel. So, and with that being said, as much as some of this debate may try to divide us as Eagles fans, remember that we are until we die. I'm like AK said, we're gonna bleed green. And
is it me or did he freeze?
He just froze. I was hoping it was me.
No, dead ass. Because when he said the first thing, I was like, maybe I didn't get it, but the audience did, so I'm gonna stay shut.
Yeah, right. I was hoping it was me because he was on a roll, and I was like, God, don't fuck that up.
And he got that prolific look right now, like he's a president with that look.
Yeah, he's got that look like shit.
Hey man, but like we said, that's live. That's how it is when you're live right now. Hopefully our guy can come back, and I think he has to end the stream if I'm not mistaken.
No, I can.
You have that power.
I got that.
Okay.
I got that.
Like Foothills always said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming through. You're the food and water to this channel. We greatly appreciate y'all. Listen, it's been another great episode of the East Meets West podcast. Again, Philly.500, appreciate you for coming through. With all that being said, let's cue the intro.
I wasn't ready for that. Why'd you have to do that?
I'm your host. I'm the host. I do the hosting thing. You gotta be the behind the scenes guy. You gotta be the guy on the chair.
I wasn't ready.
Monk.